Hi everybody. Welcome to Dash 28. We have got a small game from the amazingly well-named tournament, the Quintessentially Quayle Cup. Third one now. Every format's been different, been perfectly fine. We've got a game here against Adam Ballard and Sergey Kovrov. And I'm joined ably by Kyle Peach and Tom Rosen to communicate their thoughts on the game and give you some in-depth insight. Is that what we're going for, guys?
Yeah, maybe.
There's not much confidence in this, but apart from that, it's all going to be good, honestly. Right. So what we'll do, we'll jump into it. We'll get some armor lists up and show you what the guy's going to be using, and then we'll give a showcase of the setup. So if I add this to stage, Adam, if you can go through your list that we have. Strange, you've taken Riftforged Orcs. Who does that?
I don't know. I started the event with Herd, and I realized quickly that a lot of people were not playing experimental armies, so I had to drop that. So I picked up Riftforged Orcs instead because they're clearly much better. So I start with 2 regiments of Unforged Orcs and a horde of Unforged Orcs, a regiment of Riftforged Legionnaires, 2 hordes of Hellstrikers, one with J-Boots, the other with Blade of Slashing. I then have 2 Amber Oxes, 2 War Drums, a Storm Giant. Yeah, they're pretty nice. So, a Storm Giant with the Slayer option, the Stormforged Shrine because it's fun. I have 2 mounted Riftforgers with Host Shadow Beasts and Thonar. So 15 drops, 27 unit strength, I think.
Yeah, there you go. Unit strength seems to be a lot higher these days, mainly because all these Titans are now 2, aren't they? Hands up quickly.
It does.
I don't know. Still seems low. Last games I played were with 32.
You're just showing off, Carl. That's what it is. Okay, so Sergey, let me grab up your list that you have written for Forces of Nature. Once I've got that, please go through. Where are we? Share screen.
Yes.
No, this is where I don't actually have the thing open. Well, I had it open a second ago. There we go. Right.
Yes.
Here we go. So I might have to zoom in a bit there.
Yes, enlarge it, please. Not so much. Okay. Oh, it's fine. Okay, let's start. First of all, race is one of my favorite scenario where you must both attack opponent's counters and defend your objectives on your half of the table. In my opinion, the list must be quite universal and mobile in this mission. We will see is it true or not. But in playoff of this tournament, I would like to take my primal army, Forces of Nature. I took in this mission. I took a horde of naiads and snares with hammer of measured force and cheap otter, just for fun. Also, I took 4 shamblers with blade of slashing, 2 big great air elementals with wind blasts, 1 Pegasus for some divert and some scoring. Also, I I took some supporting units such as druids, especially big druid Glade Walker one with ring, possible double search or heal and hex. Little druid with conjurer staff, kapoka to make my trees and druids more resilient against flyers. And of course, I took my favorite formation, in my opinion. It is the best formation in the whole game, with two hordes of air elementals and big great air elemental with regeneration 5+. Yes, it has less units and less scoring than Adam's roster, but we'll see how will it play in this mission. Okay.
Yeah, I like it. It was I think it's the list that everybody was afraid of for a long time, but now we've got the greater elementals have lost some of their hitting power, some of it. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Okay, now using the fact that I've remembered how to do this, I'm going to now try and present or share the screen for the game. If anybody wants to put a drum roll in there, that'd be fine. Oh no, there you go, relatively easy to do that. Right, so we have got Adam took top. Who got to choose sides out of this game? Actually, is a good question.
I won
Sergey
the
did.
site and I chose it.
Okay, got you. Okay. Right, so let's start with you, Adam. If you want to go through the units that you've set up.
Sure. So on starting left to right here, I have a horde of Hellstrikers with Blade of Slashing. In front of them is one of the mounted Riftforgers. I then have one of the Unforged Orcs. Behind that is a War Drum. I have then the Riftforged Legionnaires. Behind that is my Stormforged Shrine. I then have the Storm Giant. I have the Horde of Unforged with the War Drum behind it. Then I have Thonar, who's further to the left, and a Riftforger next to him, with the J-booted Hellstrikers behind them. I then have an Amberox close to that building and an Amberox on the far right with my last regiment of Unforged Orcs on that right-hand side as well.
Nice, like it. Okay, Sergey, if you could run
My
through
turn?
your
Okay.
stuff as well, that'd be good.
Yes. Okay. So I made my scout moves with Wildfather, with Forest Shamblers, and Kapoka, of course, full base contact with Forest Shamblers base. I have Little Druid here with basic Great Air Elemental, Elemental Hordes, Naiads. The rare in the forest, I have Big Druid. Another Great Air Elemental, and the other horde of air elementals. And I have Pegasus and formation Great Air Elemental behind the house. That's my army.
Very nice. Okay. Okay, so what we'll probably do, we'll leave you guys to it. Well, probably we're not going to do that. But what we'll do is try and catch up with you after your first turn, just to see if you can extol some of your insights on how you think the game is going to go. And obviously, we will use our superior knowledge of the game to be able to understand what you're doing, obviously. So if you guys want to drop off, and we'll catch up with you in a bit. All right?
Sounds good. See you guys soon.
Right. So, Come on, Sergey. I know you're hanging on, right?
Okay.
You're waiting for Carl's
okay,
insight, aren't you? Yeah. You
There's
drop out. We'll catch
all
up in a
right.
bit.
There we go. All right.
I'm going to leave it down to you, Carl. So, obviously you've read all these lists before the start of this game, and know exactly what to expect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think it's a little bit interesting that obviously we're playing a game that's loaded on, as we look at it, it's going to be the left side, which is that side, anyway. So the left side, as we see the screen, things are loaded on. And if you look at the token that Sergey has to attack over on the right, it could have been difficult for Adam to defend it. The top one. Right, with the building there, it could have been difficult for Adam to defend. But the way they deployed, Sergey's only threatening it with maybe committing some flyers way over. Whereas it'll be interesting to see if, obviously, Adam's going to go for his on the far right with the Amber Ox just taking a bunch of shooting. So it'll be interesting to see, does Sergey try to contest with the Pegasus, or does he just give it to Adam? And here we even see those Unforged, that regiment just walks up, and what is Sergey going to do? How is he ever going to get that token? He would need to commit the Horde of Air Elementals, probably.
Yeah. I was just going to forward that they got 2 variants. What do we reckon to the lists as well? I mean, I've played a fair bit of Riftforged Orcs. Carl, do you play quite regularly against Adam?
I have never seen him play Riftforged Orcs, but
okay.
I rarely see anyone play
Riftforged
Orcs.
Tom?
I've played against them. Rich Miles, I think 2 or 3 times. But no, I haven't actually used them myself.
Okay. So what do we reckon to the list then?
They're okay. I think it's just actually quite a good matchup for them because it's just so wide and beefy that Sergey's going to need to make a hole somewhere. And if there isn't a space to make a hole, then, those Riftforgers will walk across the lines and take the points off them. Yeah, I mean,
right.
Grey Elementals are all pretty good, but if you can't physically fit in the flank, they're not scary.
And one of the best counters to things like this air elemental play is just number of units. And I mean, the drums and shrines aren't threatening, but Adam's still at 15 units, right? So that can just help zone out air elementals, block landing places, threaten to pin them down.
And the individuals are a nightmare as well.
Right, exactly.
See, the premise of this tournament is just to see what the changes and how the changes initial kind of feel for the Clash of Kings, which is so long ago now, isn't it? November, but this is the thing with online tournaments; they take 2.5 months to complete. It takes a while. So with the new changes that have come into the Riftforged Orcs, they've had a bit of a buff. So Adam's taken 2 of the war drums, which I maybe snuck under the radar a little bit for people, but are really good in terms of making these Hell Strikers now +1 rally, because anything Riftforged is rally 1, and then Orcs are rally 2. So where he's got the Unforged Orcs over here, they're actually 15-17 nerve now, rather than being 13-15, which is a big boost straight away. Plus, obviously, you get the Fury Aura from the Stormforged Shrine. Plus, the Stormforged Shrine itself got a little bit of a boost into it, because now it's a Spell Ward, which means that the Hex is maybe not going to be as effective, because I think it's only Hex 2 on the little Gladewalker Druid that Sergey brought along.
It is 3, but that Gladewalker is very interesting because he's got the Ring of Harmony, the double cast upgrade. He's got the Crown of the Wizard King. And neither of those work particularly well with that Gladewalker hexing. So that really the Gladewalker has 2 very different jobs it's trying to do. And I think
Yes.
Sergey's going to have to make some decisions. Obviously, turn 1, for sure, you're just hexing. Turn 2, maybe you're just hexing. But I could easily see there being a situation where the Gladewalker wants to do the special Gladewalker things, but Sergey also feels like he needs the hex.
So Adam's doing the good thing, as you already pointed out, when side on the right-hand side here, and throwing a lot of unit strength over his tokens that he's defending to make sure that he doesn't go out. I mean, I'd like to have seen the Legion over here, possibly contesting that one on the left-hand side here, because I don't think he's in range. But
he's not.
I don't think he needs it so much, although the Wiltfather and the Forest Shamblers combined can outdo the Riftforged Legionnaires. Although I suppose he's still got a Storm Giant here still to come, and a Storm Giant with Windblast. Yeah. So what do you think Adam's play is here? Because obviously he's got his Alpha elements in the Hellstrikers, and he still has his little combat individuals that he's got dotted around here.
Right. And the combat individuals can help, but they're not going to delete a unit on their own, right? His real output is going to come from the 2 Hellstriker hordes and potentially that giant, especially, I mean, it's staring right down those 4 Shamblers.
Just check as well. So these are the J-Boots one on the right-hand side. Okay, that makes sense. But I think because the Riftforgers, if you cast Host Shadow Beast onto them, there's 7 attacks. So they become a little mini dragon in their own right.
Sure.
So you add those onto a Hellstriker horde, you're doing good return on that.
Right.
Plus, also, it's going to help him zone out all of these air elementals. Although I think at the moment, if I have a quick look, he's giving a charge from this elemental horde, but this is one of the advantages of Orcs, I suppose, to a certain extent. So they're all defense 5, aren't they? So air elementals with only Thunder 1. Is it Thunder 1 they get?
Yeah. No?
No, they don't have anything.
They have neither.
You usually get them hammer measure force.
Right, they just hit on 3s. Okay. And okay.
Neither of them have it, so, you know.
Because so these air elementals, huh?
So he's obviously going to be defending those tokens. How does he get to the other ones? Because he's going to be getting the one on the right-hand side relatively easily. The 2 on the left, though,
how does who get
they're
them?
going to be, they're going to be difficult to get to, aren't they? Especially once he gets the Ensnarer Horde. Adam, because the Ensnarer Horde is going to drop itself onto between the 2 here, isn't it? And then go, come at me, bro.
Again, I think it's going to come down to getting heroes, not even, I mean, I know they're not going to double, but just flanking around the Ensnare. Ensnares don't want to see 7, like you said, attacks on 3s and 2s, right? And even to the front, Hellstrikers will do a bunch to them. So I think
they'll be hitting on 4s and 2s, so it would be a bit tricky. Yeah. I mean, the actual, I think that the Legion of, the Horde of Riftforgers, Legionnaires will actually do a fairly decent job against them.
Right, and honestly, a high volume of attacks on, the Horde is only on 4s because it's unforged, not Legionnaires. Never mind.
That's a good point. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I was thinking his Horde was sitting on 3s, but they're not.
Yeah, that's nerve, 21, 23 with the drum, isn't it, those guys? No, 22, 24 on the Horde. That's actually really high. You know?
It is.
That's elite elven high, you know.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of music are they playing? Yeah.
It's also the Dwarf Horde in the formation gets that high, and yeah, it's very high.
There we go. I think Adam's just testing out a few charges. The old, let's see where everything's going to fit kind of monarchy. which makes a good amount of sense. One of the disadvantages to Riftforged Orcs is that they're so wide, aren't they, all the time? You can actually, a lot of the time, get 2 units in. So he's doing a good job trying to restrict the number of units that can get to him. So at the moment, is he trying to keep the giant? So the giant's out of the range here of the Wiltfather. So that's one thing.
Right. It's out of range of Wiltfather. It's just out of range of those air elementals that are in its flank. Honestly, I don't know how afraid you even are of that.
It's still 3s to hit. So, you're averaging about 8 damage. But, a spike roll, you never know, do you? But it's better safe than sorry, isn't it?
Honestly, I would seriously consider using the giant to bait that flank. Just because of how bad a spot it puts the air elementals in.
Oh, as in, you mean like, go on, I've given you a flank, go for it. And then just trap the guy in place. Yeah, because if it doesn't work, he's going to get hit by unforged orcs in the flank, isn't he? Unless he uses something
it'd be a rear. Yeah.
It could be easy, it could easily be a rear, yeah. But he's not doing that.
You can't cast it on the same unit twice, though, with the Glade Walker Surge, can you?
No,
it has to be a separate target.
Far too far away.
He's got 5 targets, so he'll have targets. But I think the other big thing is, I don't think Sergey has a Bane Chant anywhere, does he?
No. Heal weakness, Surgeon Hex, I think. Yeah, he's only got heal weakness. Oh no, he has. He's got on the Druid.
I was going to say,
he's got Bane Chant 2 and a Conjurer's Staff.
Oh, the Druid in the field on the left. Okay, so he does have one. Okay. Which can be very helpful if he does get a good surprise surge off somewhere to address what we've talked about, how the big weakness of the air elementals, they don't have any thunder, they don't have any crush. But hitting on 3s and then you Bane Chant them, very different story.
Yeah, I suppose he could get a Bane Chant there, couldn't he? But let's have a quick look. What's the effective range? 17, isn't it? No, he might struggle to do that.
Not on that particular one, no. But just in general, the option will be there later in the game.
That's true. That is very true. So it's interesting that the Riftforger here has moved up quite far, and he's in range of both of these units. But I suppose the thing is, if you hit the Riftforger, then all you do is exposing yourself to Hell Strikers.
Exactly. Yep. Adam is doing that on both sides, actually.
I love the fact you can now measure it, and UB, and this is exactly 0.01 of an inch out of range of Wiltfather. Very nice. The interesting thing about using unforged orcs is that they don't actually power up the shrine, though. And you typically need a couple of units just to do that. But I suppose he's got the Legionnaires and the Giant.
Does the Giant have the keyword?
He's got Riftforged, yeah.
Okay.
So he also gets rallied by the Wardrobe, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
So you can have a potential of
you
have potentially a 2022 Storm Giant.
Yeah, a rallyable Giant. I did not realize that. Okay.
Yeah,
I like that.
I don't think the shrine really needs the buffs because it's mostly just going to be doing Bane Chant and Shadow Beast, isn't it?
But the Bane Chant's only 1 dice, and you don't tend to get a lot of what's it called? A lot of Shadow Beast off because his Riftforged had already got it anyway. The only person who would have it is Stoner, and he's on the opposite side, so I think he's going to be there for a couple of Bane Chants. So he really wants to get 4 dice. So he wants 3 units to get off. That doesn't sound right. I apologise, viewers, if any innuendo is taken from what I say. But you can Lightning Bolt, which is going to be funny.
Right.
The only... Well, it's got the Amberoxes, but they're not doing much at this point in time.
Right, and the Lightning Bolt isn't going to do much either.
Yeah, not really too... I mean, he's going to go for Kapoka, but it's not going to do too much to Kapoka. 12-14.
Yeah, but what's it going to be?
Yeah, I mean,
5 dice. 5s. Okay.
So it is interesting.
I'm
He has
interested
left
what-
the Hellstrikers in range here of the Air Elementals just to show his disdain for the Air Elementals, I think, more than anything else.
I think it's similar to what I was saying with the Giant. The Air Elementals aren't going to kill Hellstrikers to the front, and then they're just going to get flanked by Unforged Orcs.
Sonar and
Right.
Riftforged. I mean, this is the advantage of those things, is that they can just go anywhere you want to. So he's firing a lightning bolt at Kapoka, and he's missed.
I think we're really seeing. I kind of get what he was going for, but I don't think that Sergey's greater elemental in the middle. I think it should just be a little bit further up. He was hiding behind the woods. I don't see a reason to do that, to deploy that way. Right? And if it had just been a little bit further up, he could potentially be using it to block the horde with the greater. Well, he does make a play on the Hellstrikers. Again, I don't know if that's a great play, though. But he's just getting rid of his own options.
The point of hiding from the Amberoxes, because it's only the Amberoxes that are going to be shooting, and they're not that good.
No.
To shoot. All right, Adam's back in, so don't tell him anything. Don't tell him anything. Hey, Adam. Hey. So switched over to Sergey's turn. Go on then. Tell us your evil plan that you have for your Riftforgers.
Oh, I'm just at this point defending the tokens right now, trying to prevent double charges. Just taking up space at this point. I think the only double charges I allowed was onto the Stormforged Giant, which I'm hoping can take a double charge. But if he's committing turn 1 to a double charge, I'm actually okay with that. So.
Sorry, snicking some strudel there while you were doing that. How have you found the Riftforged Orcs as a whole? Because it's one of those armies I think a lot of people are a bit on the fence about, because it's a relatively new army. They've got some benefits in the Clash of Kings. How do you see them at the moment?
I like them a lot. I think they got a lot of stuff going for them, and I was playing with them before the newest Clash updates a little bit, and it was mostly this army except for the war drums, obviously. And then I realized that the rally, the defensive capabilities it provides, just really edges them out a little bit further in my mind against a lot of other armies that are trying to, be defensive but also offensive. Hellstrikers are great hammers, obviously. The Orcs are surprisingly durable, especially once you rally them up. And then I think the biggest thing, though, is the Aura Fury from the the Shrine is just way too good. And it can cast, it can get a lot of Bane chance out there and stuff. But the Fury is why I take it more than anything.
Sure.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. It's the Fury Aura is great for this, for Riftforged Orcs as a whole. So in reality, the real benefit has been having the extra rally from these war drums. I'm looking at it. The individuals tend to play quite a key role for you, don't they?
Oh yeah, they're great. The addition of Host Shadow Beast attack to them just make them even more deadly. You just can't ignore them. And those mounted Riftforgers are excellent. They're chaff. They're kind of hammers too. Once they get Host Shadow Beast going, and it was a little learning curve trying to make sure that I don't put them into combats where they're going to die because they're 10, 12, pretty easy to kill, and then get overrun on. So I usually use them kind of how we're seeing on the left-hand flank and even the right-hand side, where I'm just throwing them out there. If he wants to charge them, that's fine. I have a lot of counter charge potential, and I just sacrificed a 95-point piece for however much he has to put in to kill it. And if he ignores it, then I'm probably going to charge him, pin him down, and then follow up the next turn with my actual killing stuff. So.
Cool. Right. I don't know if you guys want to ask any more questions in the meantime. I know Adam wants to get finished so he can watch the more important game. I think he's saying sometime.
I don't know.
I'll be honest. I don't even know what it is.
The Puppy Bowl.
Yeah, it's
Is it
football that's not football because you throw the ball. But we're not going to get into it,
Yeah.
right?
Is it the San Francisco 49ers versus the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yes.
Hey, Tom knew that.
Hey.
Tom's practically American. He knows who's playing in the football game.
I'm supporting the 49ers because they own Leeds United, so that's me picking my side.
That's fine. You support whoever you want. We got Taylor Swift on our side.
Oh, that's a good point.
Let's not just no. War games. Is
War games
we
it
know.
is. Yes. War games.
Cool. Right. Leave you to it. You go jump back in. Sergey looks like he's doing some weird stuff. So
Yeah, he's trying to surge my flank. How
He
rude.
is.
How rude. How
Yeah.
rude.
All right, we'll talk to you guys later.
All right. See you in a sec.
Yeah.
What we were referencing is Sergey seems to be playing with the option of moving those forest shamblers up and to the right a little bit, and then wind blasting Adam's giant back to open up the possibility to flank surge the unforged horde in the middle.
An interesting play. Let's see how the hell that turns out.
It'd probably be good to cover this. I mean, we're all fairly experienced with Surge. Why something like that is a fairly risky play?
No, it's exceptionally risky. I mean, obviously, I took Windblast to Masters, and it failed me all 3 times I used it. So, not doing that again.
Yeah. Yeah. John, I think risky's the word for it, because I would think about what if it doesn't work, right? What situation does Sergey end up in if he wind blasts the giant back, surges the forest shamblers forward, and doesn't quite get there? And I think what happens is the giant flanks the forest shamblers.
All Hell Strikers, if he's given enough of a view to them.
I don't think they'll see, just with where
Depends
the
on
woods
how
are.
much you
That
surge.
seems pretty unlikely. Yeah.
Because he's rocking. What is he rocking? He's rocking 8 surge plus the 4 from the druid, isn't he?
Can he get all of that on them? I guess he.
The
Probably can.
Blade Walker, because he's got the crown, can do. And the
Right.
other druid would have to be running up. Normally, you're an Empire of Dust player, aren't you, Kyle?
No, I don't actually
No.
play a surge army.
Well, the Empire of Dust, usually what you have to worry about is the monolith then surges you out of range of your other casters. Because you go, monolith can reach, and he does. And then he goes, there's 6 inches, and you go, no! And so he
Right,
just runs away
right.
from the surge.
Because
But
the monolith
should
has to
be
go
okay.
first. Yeah, I'm just
that's it.
thinking he moves 5, so his total is 17. Which would definitely be in range to get the initial surge off with the druid, and then you obviously do the druid first, and then the Glade Walker can get him the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if the dice cooperate.
I think there's a better play where that tree, Wiltfather, all it has to do is sidestep 3 inches. And then when you move the forest shambles forward, you'll be able to actually use the tree herd as surge as well, which makes it all a little bit safer.
It does, but then that's
And
what you're.
it's still doing his job of sitting there being defense 6 with
Okay.
holding back the Hell Strikers, because otherwise
Yeah,
the Hell Strikers are going to do what they do.
that's fair. And you can get Kapoka behind the Wilt Father, and then the Hellstrikers are not getting through him. Yeah, that's a good point. It
The
does
interesting thing
mean
for me is I don't think Sergey needs to attack this turn, does he? I mean,
No,
you talk about
my
Adam
initial
being
thinking-
defensive.
Yeah.
I think Sergey likes to be able to attack because he's got a very aggressive surge and a lot of flyers. But because he's got Kapoka he's actually got a very good defensive army because Phalanx against Hellstrikers and Riftforgers, you're laughing, aren't you? So, and he doesn't need to. He outranges everything else. It's only the giant, the Hellstrikers, and the individuals that actually outrange his army, because it's very easy to forget that all these orcs are only speed 5, and they don't do much.
Right,
running.
and the formation that Adam doesn't take includes Wild Charge, but Adam doesn't have it.
No. This is one of the things I think a little bit with Riftforged Orcs is there are a lot of options that people probably aren't aware of, and you can do a lot of stuff. So you could have gone for the formation, as you say, which gives D3 wild charge to all the orcs, which interestingly gives it to the drums as well.
Okay.
You could wild charge a drum from nowhere.
Do drums even have attacks? I guess they do.
Got 3 attacks. Yeah.
Okay.
So you can actually mount a drum on a wagon. So he's got speed 8, he's nimble, and then you wild charge D3 just for fun. And you just watch the, you need to pin something down, he'll get there. I think Sergey doesn't need to engage it. He's looking at options, but I think his conclusion will be, I'll be all right.
Right.
I'll just take my time.
And I just saw Sergey just tried the double charge on the giant that Adam mentioned giving him, looked at where his units ended up, and then deleted them. So he's not doing it.
Yeah.
Right?
No, none of it's good play. I was doing the math on if he did somehow get the Windblast off, get the Sergey, and get the Forest Ramblers into the flank with the elementals at the front, he still doesn't kill them on average. He still needs an 8-5 to kill them. And you're like, that's not worth throwing literally everything at the wall.
Even that? Wow.
Yeah.
Because the
Shamblers are only
Yeah,
the Shamblers are only doing 18, 12 damage, and then the Air Elementals are going to do 6 out there because they do 12 and 6. So you're on 18, and they are 24 nerve. So
it only takes one bad to hit roll, doesn't it? And it all goes out the wazoo, and he loses the game off the back of it. No, he doesn't. The giant would kill. He would easily flank. This is one of the questions actually I had as well. Is he's taken Slayer on the giant, and I always thought giant Slayer and Rampage was a bit of a 50-50 split. But Carl, you said like a Slayer option on giants is the way to go.
Right. So first of all, you just see more large infantry than infantry in the game right now. That's just what people are more likely to take. But on top of that, it's also, if you look at the things that are high defense that you want to be fighting with a giant, what do you think of? Siege Breakers, Obsidian Golems, Earth Elementals, right? And yeah, there's a couple defense 6 infantry units in the game, but not nearly as many as there are, and they're not nearly as common as the things that Slayer will affect. I don't know. Is that what you see, Tom, or?
I got the same way. The key units that the giant's going to be fighting are usually either outspeeding because they're big flying things, so like a dragon, or in most of the cases, most armies going to have some infantry, but they're always going to have some larger stuff, even dwarves. And when you come up against dwarves, well, what do you want to do to crack Faber in one? Well, you want the giant. What do you want to do? You want to go kill Golok? Well, there's not much space to fit into this dwarves, so you probably want a giant. All that kind of stuff comes down to usually, even things like Ratkin, a lot of their key units are large infantry that you want to go after. So there's always going to be some, but if you come against ogres, you're like, well, I don't have any of that. Good luck, because the siege breakers you'll be laughing at you.
Right. It looks like Sergey might be going for that. No, he never mind. He undid it. Oh?
Yeah, it's not worth a shot. I was thinking you just back both of them up 3 inches, pull them out of the range of the infantry, and then make Adam have to readjust his lines. And you bought the time then to bring in your air elementals and your graders, which are currently not really doing much.
It is worth pointing out that both these guys are really good players. I mean, Adam, obviously, we know US Master, Sergey as well, one of the few Kings of War players from Russia that I know. I think only him and his brother is the only people I know are actually from Russia. But then, I'll be honest, I don't go to Russia very often.
Never
So,
mind.
but these guys have to the Quintessentially Quayle Cup. I'm just going to call it the QQC for future reference. Simple, that's been running since the back end of November, and these guys have played 6 games and they've won all of them. Although this is their 6th game, so they've won 5. They're in the semi-final, so this is these two, and then another pair on the other semi-final, which is Mike Zillemeyer and Charlie Davey. But these guys have done really well. So Sergey knows how to play the game. One thing I do know about Sergey, though, is he is very cautious, and he will do a lot of measuring and checking angles before he makes any kind of decision to go with it. But he's a good player, so it'll be interesting to see what he comes up with.
Yeah, it looks like he's playing around right now with how he can use the Wilt Father to block for those Forest Shamblers. I have to imagine that that the Forest Shamblers are not going to end the turn where he currently has them, though. That's just such a bad spot for him.
Surge, hasn't it? Yeah,
right. Which, just to put the numbers out there, it looks like he would need to Wind Blast the Storm Giant 4 inches back to get enough room to surge the Forest Shamblers and then get at least 6 successes there.
And how much Wind Blast does he have? He's got Kapoka. Does he have it on?
The Graders have 8, don't they? Or did I get that wrong?
5, I think.
Oh, it's only 5? Oof.
Yeah.
And Kapoka doesn't. Kapoka has Heal and Weakness.
Oh, okay. So we're basically looking at possibly Wind Blast 10 kind of maximum, aren't we, with the 2 airs here? And so getting 4 is not unreasonable, but it's still not.
Wind Blast 6, but still.
Okay, so 12.
Yeah, that's a little bit more forgivable. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
There's
then
still quite a risk to have the entirety of the game. Well, not the entirety, but like a decent number part of turn 2 deciding what's going to happen in the rest of the game.
Moonraker Andy's joined us. Killed Naeus in 1 round with a Slayer Giant today. I think you probably need more specificity about that. If you just charged him in the front with a Slayer Giant, right, that's just lucky. If you charge him in the flank, that's a given, right?
Is that just lucky? What's Naeus's nerve?
15, 17. 2d6, 7, 15, 7 hits. Yeah.
5, 6 damage, throw in Brutal.
If you got him in the rear.
It's a giant, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is a giant, though. We can decide I'm going to roll double 6 and I'm going to get 20 hits.
Right. That's that's the other
It's
reality of giants is they're very inconsistent in how much damage they do.
Yeah, that's why I dropped him, because he was dog shit, and I hate him.
Okay, that's a take.
I mean, he didn't lose because
the lines on a newbie.
I am curious about that as well, because I'm noticing these are the hold the line zones as well, aren't they? Those 3 in the middle.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, blow my own trumpet, but I play far too much UB. So this is just one of the saved deployments I have, and just saved it with a map that I made. So I think this would be under QVAR Blackjack 1, I think it is. But don't hold me to that.
Do you have a version that's just the 6 line or however many lines? Because that would be very helpful.
I could share it with you if anybody wants it. Ask Kyle, because I'll share it with him. But that is essentially just a deployment scheme that I've had set up. Also comes with the 12-inch diameter, circle. The only one I haven't done yet, and I need to do is, which is the one with the two dominate circles in it. That's stockpile, isn't it? So I need to do one stockpile.
I mean,
Rack and Ruin.
Rack and Ruin. That's it.
Rack and Ruin.
We played it at Masters. It's the one that looks like a pair of boobs.
It's a chap in the UK, Mark Cunningham, designed it.
Okay. So it's not in a rule book, and it's a UK thing, and that's why I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, we played it at Masters. I wasn't really a fan. They're trying new stuff though. I don't mind.
No. We've tried a similar. I mean, we just called it double dominate because we're not creative, but we've tried some similar things.
There we go. Lucky front with a few extra from sergeants.
Okay. So there were sergeants in the flank too. Okay.
I was going to say he's cut
Mace
out a bit
is
of
dead.
useful information in there. And if I remember, I think like at least one of those sergeants has probably got Blade of the Beast Slayer. We're not, I'm just saying, right? It's useful information to have on this situation. This is where he also comes back and says, actually thinking about it, the giant only hit 4 times. It was all the sergeant work.
Now, this is a very interesting thing Sergey's noticed, bringing it back to the game, with the air elementals in the middle, is in that spot, Adam can only charge them countering with the Unforged or with individuals, right? They're not quite in the arc of the Hellstrikers if he just goes in with the air elementals alone.
Yeah.
Now, again, they're not going to kill the Unforged anytime soon.
No, they still lose that fight.
Right, but
it looks like he's setting up for the Windblast Surge, so I think he's still set on that.
Right, and again...
Anyway, Thonar just come in and make sure of it at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So at the moment, the Hellstrikers, what have they got? They don't have... They've got a Wiltfather front, but they're not going to charge a Wiltfather front while Wiltfather has got phalanx. That's just not going to happen. And all the other stuff is out of range.
They have the Naiads to the front, but Hellstrikers alone to the front of Naiads isn't going to kill them. Not even close.
That's also a bad option.
Yeah, Riftforged can make it in.
Okay.
But that's about it.
That doesn't get him there.
It's going to be... I suppose this is one advantage to his list, is that is if you look in the center here, that is a very solid core. And even if he's thrown away Forest Shamblers, it is a 200-point unit, but it's not the end of the world for him. I would worry a little bit the elementals could disappear underneath the Unforged Orcs, especially with a Bane Chant. Bane Chant 4s and 2s, that could be really good.
It could.
Yeah, he definitely needs the Shamblers in the flank there to have any hope of
oh yeah, absolutely.
giving anything. But we'll see how the dice play out with that one.
I hope so. I'll be honest, Bart. I hope so.
Maybe, Bart. Maybe.
I've told him
kind of
to
binging on.
We may just cut the stream after 3 hours. Let's just do that. Yeah.
But if it does come off, that's an excellent position to be in.
Oh, as in if it all combines together and he kills the unit of Unforged Orcs, yes, it could be, because he will be out of arc of these Hellstrikers here, and these guys will be able to turn to face the Storm Giant.
Right.
Yeah, you could overrun your Forest Shamblers, and you could turn the air elementals to be out of arc of the Hellstrikers. You're in a good position. So,
I would say actually the 2 individuals aren't a bad shout though against the air elementals, especially if you can get a host Shadow Beast onto Thonar. Then you're starting to rack up into like the 9 normal attacks plus 8 host Shadow Beast plus the Storm Strike on the Thonar. I don't know if he didn't pay the 5 points for Storm Strike on the Riftforgers, but
I mean, mathematically, it's very similar to just hitting on 2s, which I'd pay 5 points for that.
Yeah, because you get 1/6, don't you? That's all you need.
Right.
I mean, back to the scenario game. If I'm still there, it looks like we may at least Adam will be able to gain this one next turn, by the looks of it, and still protect this one over on the side. So it's going to come down to if Sergey can get both of these tokens plus hold the middle.
That's going to be hard.
Here we go. So what's this? This is going to be the Surge onto.
Wait, he's
the Forest
starting with.
So he's not wind blasting. It looks like, unless I'm getting this wrong. But let's see.
No, that is a wind blaster. Is it?
No,
No,
he
he's
started
Bane
with the
Chant.
Bane Chant. Okay.
Oh, right.
He's Bane Chanting while he's still in range, and now he's
Yeah.
going to Wind Blast. Okay.
Oh, that is risky because is that an eight dice surge with elite trying to hit the flank?
No, because he can
He's got the
do
Shambler
it with Will
herder as well.
He's got the tree herder. Yes, he does.
Father too.
Yeah, he's going
He's
for
got
it.
16 dice to play with.
The Bane Chant does swing it, doesn't it, in
Okay.
terms of
He's
stats,
wind
Tom,
blasted
but
far enough.
only... What does that make? It makes an extra...
He still has to hit on 4s.
It's 15 damage rather than 12 damage, which then puts it into the right place. Okay, so he's got 4 hits. He only needs 2 more now from
He needs 2 more 8 dice. And he got it.
Oof.
Just checking. Yeah, okay. So he's not going to be able to grab the token because the Riftforged Legionnaires are unit strength 3.
Right. And it's 3-3.
It's a big gamble, this, but if it comes off, as you say, it'll be good. Press W, Sergey. Press W.
Right. This is also a little bit interesting because now the oh no, it is. Yeah. Okay. It is fail. Had he only wind blasted the Storm Giant the minimum he needed, it actually would have been in the rear of the Forest Shamblers if they failed. But since he got the extra inch, it's flank. Either way, that's terrible and they would die. But
Probably, yeah.
it's just barely flank now.
Big dice roll. Big dice roll here. Would you have gone for that? Would you guys gone for that? Would that
No. No.
God, no.
Um,
That's so many 4+s you're relying on. You're relying on getting the Bane Chant, and you're relying on getting the Wind Blast, and then you're relying on getting the Surge. I'm not doing that.
I'm not even sure how good the payoff is because, okay, so the Unforged Orcs kill, or let's say he does kill the Unforged Orcs, then what?
It's a nice place to be in, but he's still surrounded by individuals and a giant.
Right.
Who struggle to get
Yeah.
out.
Just, I'm not sure the payoff's there.
I mean, yeah, if you kill... how many points are on for? Like 200 or so? 215 maybe?
190 points, I think, for a Horde.
190.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
melee 4, defense 4. Sure.
Yeah. It's not... I just feel like it's extremely risky for... I mean, when I was saying at the start, like, being able to make a hole somewhere and push out of it is really important. I'm not... It is. I'm just not sold on the risk investment.
Yeah, but what he is
But
doing
I do
is he's
enjoy...
covering it
I
with-
do love to see it. I do love to see it.
Yeah, no, that was... It was a very clever play. I did not see it coming until Sergey started playing around with it.
Yeah, I missed the Bane Chant. That was...
Right? The Bane Chant was also a good touch.
Yeah. Big ball play for a big game. So we're going to see. We're going to see.
I'm a fan of that person. I like playing my list where I had like 50 odd surge and just throwing units at people. It was good fun. I
So
appreciate
weakening the
Appreciate
Unforged
it.
Orcs just in case. That is the double down on that. I suppose it didn't really make a difference if he weakened the Storm Giant because he's crushed 4, so that didn't make any difference.
Right. And he must be thinking nobody's coming in on Kapoka this turn, which is probably true. Or, sorry, on Wilt Father because of Kapoka, but yeah.
Here we go.
Okay. He
Slightly
rolls
higher
the
on
4s. Blade of Slashing.
That's a good roll.
That's not what Adam wants to see, unless he wants to see 7 1s at this point in time. Oh, look at that!
Yeah, okay, so he
21.
got that. He got there.
It's,
Okay.
It's gonna be on the 3+.
Mm-hmm.
which again can happen. Although they're not inspired, are they, at this point in time? That's one thing.
Is the shrine only normal inspiring? Okay.
Yeah, it's only normal, and Thonar's only normal.
I mean, Thonar is like 10 inches away. All
All
right.
right.
And it's a 7.
Yeah. It's gone.
All right.
I think the quick deletion by Adam is an indication of like, crap.
I think Adam knew they were dead when the 21 damage happened.
Exactly, yeah. Right, so which way is he turning the air elementals?
He is turning them to look to our left, kind of facing the direction of stuff. He just... Okay, yeah, I don't think there's a pivot that gets them in the Hellstriker's arc, so he can kind of do whatever he wants.
Interesting. Okay. Thing is, as long as he grounds them, then they won't be able to get past certain things. So it's going to depend a lot on what he does now.
Right.
With Shamblers.
They have to basically
90.
just 180.
Yeah, as long as they
Right.
give front to the storm.
Just
side.
barely give the giant a front. I don't see any other play to do with them. Oh, he's still fiddling with the elementals. Okay.
He's getting the elementals out of the wards on by the looks of it.
Oh, sure. So it would have to be one or both of the individuals coming to ground them.
Yeah. It's probably worth just using the one and not risking both of them getting killed with overruns.
I also don't hate the idea of... Oh, no, he can't. Never mind, because the Riftforged is in the flank of the Greater, and Thonar's out of range of it. So he doesn't really have a good way of grounding the Greater then.
Definitely makes for a lively game.
Oh, he's looking straight at the giant? Okay.
Just wasn't really getting away from it, I think.
Sure. Maybe he doesn't care because they'd be on 5s, but that is giving the Unforged a flank on the Forest Shamblers.
Yeah.
It's going to be 5s to hit, isn't it? Yeah. You just
Yeah, but
back
it's,
off
I mean,
the-
24
yeah.
dice, 5s and 4s, that could be enough to make the difference.
You've got a very good point.
Right? And I feel like he could do a pivot essentially like he has the unit right now, and now everybody is on the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so he's changing it to put everybody in the front. I think that's the better play. Except the War Drum. The War Drum could flank.
Woo!
Hey,
There
it's
you
just attacked.
Yeah.
It's also Cloak of Death from the Storm Giant as well, isn't it? Which is the...
Oh, right, it's the Cloak of Death Giant.
So does he Cloak of Death? So he's trying to probably work out whether he Cloaks of Death the air elementals here.
Here he
Yeah, it
would.
does.
He would right there, for sure.
Yeah.
You're
right, it's an interesting question, because if he throws both of the individuals in and they don't kill, then that gives Greater Heirs an opportunity to kill both Thonar and the Riftforger. Because he's going to be able to see them and charge both into this area here. Although that does mean then it does open up the Hellstrikers.
Right.
Tricky. A lot of duplicate units all over the place, which just adds to the confusion, but we'll be fine.
Yeah, so I don't know if there's a way to pull that off without giving the Cloak of Death to the air elementals.
Yeah, I'll be surprised. because that's their 6-inch line, isn't it, here? So we'll see.
Unless you can get the corner clear of the giant, and then it has to swing way over. Maybe.
Yeah, but if he's going to charge both of those in, because interestingly, you could put the Forged Legionnaires into the Wiltfather at this point in time, so they can go in there, and then you can.
Oh yeah, that's true, and that just pushes the giant even closer to the air elementals. So you're right. There's no way.
Okay, so Adam, his switch here is top of 2, isn't it? Top of 2.
Yes. All right. Yeah, Adam's moving, and as we see, he's getting that token on the right. I expect those Unforged are never going to leave the token on the right.
Yes, Sergey. Right.
So what
First
do you
up,
think
Sergey.
about my first turn?
I was going to say, all of us were like, I'm not sure we would do that, but you just showed how to get it done.
I think the other thing.
I'm surprised too.
I think the other thing is the three of us were not considering the Bane chant, right?
Yes, but it was a possibility to make some probabilities more welcome for me.
Right. Yeah, and that definitely made it seem like a better idea.
Is that typically what you try to do? Is it you try to force a gap when you've got an opportunity like that, or is this something you just tried in this game, Sergey?
Yes, you can see that Adam burned first token. It's unpleasant for me, but I can live with it and concentrate about the fight at the center. And yes, you can see his absolutely evident charge with giant and war drum. But on the other case, both Hell Strikers hordes don't see my air elementals, and he must charge them with one of their wolves to make some disorder with them. So without a horde in the center, I think it can be more easier for me, but we will see.
Yeah, I was kind of alluding to that was a really risky charge to go for. Would you normally take a risk like that with those units?
It wasn't risk. I have search 16 with reroll ones from ring. It's about 10 inches charge. There was only 6 inches between for assemblers and horde of orcs. So it wasn't risk, but with Bane Chant it was about 17 wounds from forest chamblers and about 6 wounds from air elementals, so it was snake eyes. And one more important moment. I have seen that horde of orcs didn't have inspiring presence. So no rerolls. It's always easier to make some decisions. Okay.
Fair enough. Okay. Anything else? What's the kind of plan apart from that now? Is that just to hold the center or hold on the left and then see what openings happen again? Is that the kind of thought?
I will see and I will take decisions where it will be more evident. Now the game is still unpredictable for me because still quite many units alive, still very much ways for maneuvers, for some combo charges and counter charges. We will see how forest chamblers hold or not against giant. we will see the other maneuvers of my opponent with orcs and hell strikers, and I will think how to deal with them. Something like that.
So you'll react to however he comes at you and hope you've got the tools to deal with it.
Yes, because it's still too much unpredictable rolls and some maybe Adam can surprise me. I don't know.
Good. All right, I forgot to add as well.
Thank you. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. First blood to Sergey. There we go. Good luck, buddy.
He's already gone.
Yeah. Good
Um,
man, Sergey. He does well.
he does. I don't like that he told us he didn't have a plan to win the game, but I feel like you were saying, he has to get those top 2 tokens and he has to control the middle, right? He's not getting the one on Adam's top right. Like, I just do not see a way it happens this game.
It'd have to have at least either a double charge from a greater air or 2 turns of the greater air on those Riftforged, on those unforged automacy. You never know. I think it kind of alludes to this kind of list that he's got is a very reactionary list. It allows him to do a lot of different options with the surge, with the speed 10, all over the place. So maybe that's what it is. It just comes to the fact when you're using a list like this, you don't have to force anything. You can react and see what your opponent does. And I think that's what he's doing to a certain extent, is just, he's giving him some fairly bad options in terms of combats, because I think he could easily end up in a position where this Storm Giant, oh no, he can't really, as long as he keeps the unforged orcs there, he's not giving a flank, is he? So the actual Storm Giant is fine at the moment from those greater airs. Unless he backs this Forest Shamblers off, and he can't do that as long as the drum is there, can he? So, yeah. No. We'll have to see how it all pans out for him. But he's forced the issue. I mean, he's got himself into a half-decent position, and Adam's having to react. I don't think Adam would have seen those unforged orcs being charged the same way as we wouldn't have seen it, because it's a very, very gutsy move.
It is. But again, there's a real chance that the end result here is just these 2 hordes of Sergeys get pinned down. There's actually a pretty reasonable chance that the giant just kills the Forest Shamblers here.
Yeah.
Right? There are dash 17 on Inspired, there's Cloak of Death, there's Brutal. It's got Slayer.
And a Wardrobe.
We laughed about the Wardrobe, but it might be good for a point of damage or 2.
1.5.
It can easily be.
Right? Yeah, like Tom said, average 1.5 there. Yeah.
I like our friend Matt Carmack. Is Adam winning? It's turn 2.
If we count victory points for winning the scenario, then yes, because Adam has burned 1 and Sergey has
That's
not.
very true.
But also, Sergey has killed a unit and Adam has not. So
yes,
we'll see.
Would you class the 190-point orc unit as an acceptable loss at this stage?
It depends how this turns out.
Right. If I'm trading it for a Forest Shambler horde and getting in an air elemental horde in a bad position, yes.
Right. So luckily the Riftforged Legionnaires weren't within an inch of those Forest Shamblers, so he's able to scoot them forward a little bit.
There's also a very sneaky play with if the air elemental horde survives, where they just sidestep to be out of an inch of 2 individuals. Then a very sneaky surge into the flank of the Hell Strikers, which has been very fun.
As in, yeah. So he could go 10 or 5 inches this way, couldn't he? Upwards. Where would that put him?
It's
he could
from what on the surge. But,
wait, they're facing the wrong way.
He's got a very good point.
They're facing
Oh,
left.
right.
They're facing this way.
Yeah.
It didn't look that. It didn't look that close.
But let's be honest,
I can't
if it's
tell.
still here, a war drum's a good target. You know, flank a war drum, right?
And yes, the elementals will still be there. These two individuals, even if he does put Host Shadow Beast on Thonar, would take a lot of luck to get through.
He can't do Host Shadow Beast on Thonar, so he's not looking for the kill, I don't think, this turn.
Can he
Host
not?
Shadow Beast himself. It doesn't
Thonar
matter
can?
the Riftforged can just Host Shadow Beast
Right.
himself.
Right.
But he's going to get it in any case.
Yeah.
You can't get double, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
No, you need the shrine. It's too far away.
Mm-hmm. But the interesting thing is now there's two really important things for the greater air elementals to do. So I guess what he could do is go after Thonar with the one on the left and just try to block the Hellstrikers with the other one. I don't love it though.
But in no way did I ever say this is only a couple of hours, right? You know. One thing is these aren't inspired, are they? So this is only a one nerve roll away
Right.
from a decent kill, isn't it? That's the other thing. A decent shot.
Right. And I mean, like we've said, giants are swingy, but average dice, it's like a 7 once, maybe a 6 to kill the elementals. And it'll take a bit of luck. And
Yeah.
Adam lands the Host Shadow Beast, gets 3 successes, doesn't count for anything, but he gets it.
I did manage to roll a quad 1 on Host Shadow Beast at my local gaming club on Tuesday. It was impressive.
That
A
is,
quad
yeah.
1. Okay, so Adam's backed a lot of stuff up. So he's staying cagey. He's kept his Riftforged out of arcs, although Surge is still a thing. He's put his additional chaff units a little bit further forward. Is he covering them with the Hellstrikers? Oh, see, that's a bit of a misplay, I think, for me there. Is just having the Hellstrikers cover here. Because if he could cover that unit...
Yes, but the Hellstrikers, if you look, are just outside of 12 from Wiltfather. Oh, those Hellstrikers. I was thinking the other ones. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, you're right.
so
Those
it's
Hellstrikers
just
could be pivoted more.
here.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean,
They were-
the airs are on the hill, so they are blocking at the moment. But if he was to say countercharge, the wrong one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so BC.
Who
What's
is
he
he
be?
being
Oh, so he's
changed?
BCing this unit.
Oh,
and
in
he
order to be
can't
able
do
to
this.
enchant the war drum.
But the war drum got Riftforged?
I don't know how the.
It has. It's got Riftforged in
I don't know how
the list unit.
Riftforged works. Okay.
So basically,
Yeah.
what happens is the shrine can only target Riftforged units with its
Got it.
spells
With
to
its
get the
free
2 spells.
special. Got it.
Yeah. But it's a totally legit tactic. Yeah, 100%.
Mhm.
Target one to hit the other. So, oh bloody hell! Look at that. He's rolling 5s to hit the greater air in the woods. What's he doing here?
2 damage. That was the blast followed by.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
He did 2 damage. Yep, because they have blast. Something's not adding
Yeah, I
up though.
That should be
Because shouldn't
4
he-
hits.
It should have been 5 hits.
5 hits. Yeah. It's not for us to correct.
Okay.
Know your army, guys. Know your army. So the shrine, yes, the Bane chant had no effect whatsoever. 7 attacks from the giant with the Slayer and his actual attacks.
Ooh, only 6 hits.
6 hits. 5
5
damage.
It's gonna bring him to 7.
So he
Bruto's
needs
gonna
a
make it
9 on the
8.
roll.
It's a 9 once, and he doesn't get
Oh,
it. Okay. Yeah.
That's a bit of a
Yep.
bad roll, but there you go. He is protected though, so the giant is, I think, even if the Shambler's turn is protected from a flank from the greater heirs.
Yeah, I think.
A greater area might be able to fit in. There might be a 15 gap there. I'm not sure.
I don't
Close.
think there is, but we would have to actually put a unit down to say. It doesn't look like it though.
Okay. So the characters, maybe they'll have a bit more luck. Lucky's on 3s to hit. 4 damage from the Riftforged.
Yep. And then
You didn't need Storm Strike with that roll.
no.
And Thonar. So that's
Ooh.
5 hits.
Oh, does Thonar? Oh, Thonar Storm Strikes
3
on
Storm
5.
Strikes on
Right.
5.
Yep.
So if he can get 5 damage, that puts them on a 7 once. But I'll be honest.
Yep. So he
it's
does
an 8
4.
once.
Yeah, because neither of these are brutal or anything, right?
No.
6 won't do it. So Adam kills neither of them.
That was always a risk, and this could hurt now because he could lose both of those heroes.
I was thinking he might get one of the two.
Yes, yeah, it was a 50-50
I think
shot
I-
for either, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. That is a tough one.
Yeah, because you're right. There is the chance he loses one or both heroes, but unless Sergey commits a greater air elemental to protecting them from the Hellstrikers, I feel like the Hellstrikers are just going to come in and kill whatever kills the heroes. Again,
No, because
if
what
they were
happened,
turned
you
a
would
little
go
bit
in.
more.
Yes, if they were turned a little bit more, the coverage
They were-
would be better.
Right. But they
But
are in a
you could actually
spot.
afford to overrun with the graters. That's the thing.
Mhm. If they are in a spot where if they overrun past the Riftforger and then don't kill Thonar because he is a defense 5, 14, 16, then
But I would countercharge the
still in the arc.
Riftforge with both the normal heirs and the greater heirs, and
then you're not
just-
killing Thonar.
But then you
One-
put both of them one would be able to overrun.
Oh,
I suppose the
you're-
other thing is
yeah.
then yeah.
You're right. They can both overrun. I don't know what I'm thinking. It's still probably doesn't kill Thonar.
No.
And then the greater air just gets flanked by Hellstrikers.
Oh, it's 5 regens on those heirs as well.
Oh, that's right, because it's the formation.
You do. It's one of those things, isn't it? If it worked, it worked. I would have been happier if you'd have got Host Shadow Beast from the Stormforge Shrine on there as well.
That'd probably been enough.
I can understand. You would have probably been able to get the extra 4 damage with 4 attacks, isn't it? What did he roll, a 6 when he needed a 9? So he could have possibly got the 3 damage he needs, but again, it's still a risk.
That's the thing with Thonar, isn't it? If you get 5 hits and 3 to the Storm Strike, you're like, oh well, get off the board.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
You can. Yeah.
Yeah. If you get 8 hits with 6 attacks.
Yeah.
Oh, he's countering that war drum.
Yeah, I was going to check. I don't think it's enough to give the 50 mil base in the flank.
No, I think
Can
it's
you
just
do it
the war drum is the thing you can kill and not the giant.
Yeah, but I think the giant needs to be dealt with because he's so dangerous to, well, everything that's not mad.
Giant.
So I mean, I think make a start with the giant. I don't know, because countering with the elementals, I don't trust them to really kill anything over there. So if they could probably manage the ward from as it is.
Can they get to the war drum with the forest shamblers still there?
Not
If
anymore.
he'd have done them first, yeah. So
Yeah,
if he
if he does it like that, then he can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
I think he's going to double Greater Air the Riftforger, and then they'd both be able to overrun into Thonar, and then if they kill Thonar, overrun again. I mean, it's...
I doubt that's happening.
Yeah, he's 14, 16.
The Riftforged is going to be hard enough to kill. When you're the elementals.
What, with 2 Greater Airs? 16 attacks? Crush 1, Thunder 1, aren't they?
You...
Yeah.
Is it 3s and 3s? So it's going to be
16
8
on
damage?
3s and 3s into a 10-12. Yeah, probably. Into a 14-16 though?
Nah.
Yeah, no.
I mean, they do what, like, you finish 16, so you're on 11, followed by 7. It's not great on the 10-12 guy who's inspired, to be honest.
Right.
And it's not doing Thonar. And at that point, if you do that to Thonar, you're going to lose both Greater Airs at that point, because the Hellstrike is going to take you off and Thonar's going to sit the other one down until it's dead.
All right. It does look like instead he's currently looking at trying to flank the Riftforged with one of the Greater Airs.
Yeah, give it a shot. You can do it. It's an interesting choice. Why would you go for the Riftforged? I suppose if you went frontal with one and then flank with the other, you could possibly take them out. And I think this is where these guys here, because the Hellstrikers aren't covering that, that's
Right.
possible misplay by Adam there.
Yeah, I think the bigger reason it is just because as long as he keeps that Greater Air in his front, the one in the woods, he's not covering anything down there. Right? There's just no reason currently he set his arc to go all the way to the building, and there's just nothing there. So unless he's worried about like a pivot 10 pivot from the Greater Air, I don't see a reason to have them looking that far down at all.
Plus, also, you look at if the counter charge from the air elemental actually just goes onto Thonar, then they shift out of the way, don't they? It seems a bit. Anyway, there could be a reason for it. We might find out. It may be because they can still see the flank of these Naiads, because that's still an option for them.
Oh, that is within 20.
Because a Hellstriker at the flank of a Naiad horde is not something you want to see, is it? Let's be honest.
It's something Adam wants to see.
Adam's all about that, isn't he? It's like, yeah, please give me it. Maybe that's what he was doing, and then he missed the opportunity to possibly cover his center. Maybe that's just what happened. The other thing is, if he can kill the Riftforged Legionnaires there, is anything taking that token other than them? Oh, so the Giant's still covering the token, which is okay. But then, so the Forest Shamblers. You could lose the token. It could also be a play that Sergey's going for.
Right, if the regiment goes down. The shrine's on it too, though.
There's a shrine on it as well.
So Sergey would have to throw a 5th unit strength into the front.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Because actually, is the shrine 1 or 2?
2.
Titan.
It's 2? Okay. Yeah. So Sergey would need to throw something else into the front just to get a 5th unit strength on that token in order to pull that off.
I'm not sure what Matt's comment is, but now they're Thonard.
The
They're
-1
Thor.
to hit on the air elementals.
Surely it is that they're Thor. That's is that not a good one? That's just me. Okay. Sergey, what's he going to do? he's going to duplicate the air elementals. That's how he's going to do it. Some would say that's cheating, but I would say perfectly legit.
Okay, yeah. So here's the play we had been talking about. If he counters into the Riftforger and then goes in with the Greater Air. But again, I think there's a good chance that Thonar survives here. And then
Thonar possibly, but it's the same. The thing is the airs are probably the same damage output as a greater in this situation because they're on 4s and 5s. Oh no, 4s and 5s. No, it's only 3 damage. So a greater is actually probably still better.
Mm-hmm.
The greaters are only going to do like 3 to 4 themselves.
Yeah, I mean it's what is it? 8 attacks on 3s and 3s?
Under 1. Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
But the interesting thing is that even if he does, so if he hits Thonar, he's still in there. But if he could get another overrun, then he gets out of arc.
Yeah.
Although this is an interesting interaction as well, isn't it? Oh no, because it's an overrun. An overrun hits a front. You hit a front, don't you? It doesn't matter which arc you're in. Yeah. Okay. I was thinking with the air elementals, you would both hit the flank.
Yeah, I think this is why I was more keen to just put one guy in and know that you have the time then to kill them afterwards and not have this risk of both of them, being stuck there.
There isn't a play. No, because it's facing the wrong way. He can't use the Pegasus to block. Just because.
To block the Hellstrikers.
Yeah, if it were pivoted like 30 more degrees up, he'd be able to just pivot 90 and go and put. Oh wait, no, he can't because they fly. Wow, they fly. Never mind, that wouldn't work either. So he can't.
They fly now.
Fly, boys, fly, fly, fly. Here come the ensnarers. Ooh. Yeah, he's seen it. Oh no, but he goes one way or the other, doesn't he? He goes one way, gets hit from the other side.
Yeah.
Although he could just pivot there.
Yeah, I think there's.
Yeah, so while Sergey's having a think, have a think. As I said, this has been running since the end of November. How did the Greater get there? Can he do that? No, he can't. He's just cheating. Been running since the end of November, and obviously that's mainly because the new clash changes. How have we felt with the new clash? Are we seeing a new list of armies which are kind of standing out, or we're still seeing the same old, same old?
I'm obviously a lot happier with my Northern Alliance now.
Right. I'm kind of feeling the same where I'm just excited about things in armies I was already playing. Right. And
what are you currently running at the moment, Carl?
So the big things I'm excited for right now are the changes to halflings and dwarves. Right? Which I already have halfling and dwarf armies. There's a dwarf army I'm really happy with that I don't even need to make any new units for. Right? So there aren't a lot of people I've talked to who are excited to start a new army because of changes to it. That's been my experience at least.
Yeah, I was eyeing up an Empire of Dust army with 10 troops of Revenants with the Scout, just for there.
Sure.
Scout Teleton. It's got to be a thing.
Yeah.
Scout Teleton.
Yeah. I thought that was a lot of fun. I just need to get over the Revenants. I've got an Empire Dust army box set somewhere. But it does call on quite a lot of Revenants. I just need to find something which is bony enough and easy enough to paint, and I guess I might get that a go.
Well, the new plastic skeletons, I think, are some of the better skeletons out there because they're a lot less fiddly. But the add-ons, the resin that goes with the revenants is a bit tricky. I'll say that. But then all resin is, I think. But it's just because it's bony resin is a bit flimsy.
Yeah.
But you'll be all right.
Yeah. Some of the halfling kits have the same issue where the solid plastics are great, and then like the bows for the poachers constantly break and things like that.
Not quite right, but yeah, interesting. Go the double hit onto the Unforged.
Lucky to see if last at that 50 million. I thought it was close.
Yeah. So we're going to see if he can fit. No. That thing's not fitting. Nope. It is currently overlapping both of Adam's units. So, no.
I don't know, Adam. Adam didn't measure it. I know, yeah, it's overlapping both anyway.
Yeah. And then except you
he's
can't
not going to be able to
back up the Forest Shamblers like that because they got flanked.
Well, he can back them up. He just can't get them far enough away.
You actually can't back them up because you front and the flank. You're not actually allowed to back up.
He's trying to work out again.
And that won't work either because the giant's 75 and they're 80.
And they're 80. Yep.
Yeah, and he was overlapping already anyway, wasn't he? Yeah, so...
Yeah, no, this just does not quite work.
Look at it, micro movements. Look, I can fit it. I can.
Yep. All right. I think he's recognized it doesn't work.
Impossible. Stop it.
Yep. So in that case, do you think? In that case, if he's going to do this aggressive play with the Wiltfather and the air elementals, then I think I like the play where one greater air goes to the front of the Riftforged and the other one tries to get the flank surge. If he's going to be this aggressive and if this is the turn where he decides he's just committing.
Yeah. I mean, those Riftforged are pretty hard to fit anyway. They're 16, 18.
The Legionnaires?
They're only 14. Yeah. They've got 15, 17 with the rallying. So, yeah, they're only 14,
no, because they're in range of both.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh,
if they're both still alive.
Right. Yes. That's assuming that, Sergey can sequence it, so it's a 15, 17.
11. That's a 7 twice. It's not. I mean, he's done other rifts before, and why not in for a penny and all that?
Mm-hmm. And a Bane Chant can swing that quite easily as well. You know,
yeah, and it's still not a bad option. Even if you don't kill it, it's not a bad option because then you've got two greater airs, of which you can only sit down one of them.
Right.
The other one can then do whatever the hell he likes from the back, which would hurt a lot.
And then, importantly, that does get him a token. This play doesn't quite get him the one on the left, though.
Unless he's managed to kill the Riftforgers and then overruns the Shamblers, but even then, I think it's going to be close. Whether that's probably maybe
no, because I guess if he kills the Riftforged first,
yes, so it kills these guys and then overruns the Shamblers. But I don't think, looking at it, that's quite in line. Although I have to admit, this guy should actually be more this way because that percentage there is not the same as that percentage there.
You should.
Yeah. Actually, it's a little bit better for him. He's potentially going to have to kill off 2 units and take 2 tokens if he goes for it.
The only thing is if he does forget these guys down at the bottom here, because I think if you're Adam, you'll take that in a heartbeat, won't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful.
But I feel like you just pivot them a little bit. maybe move him up a little.
Maybe
I do like Sergey's. It's not a risk because I've got elite on these on the surge rolls. We all know that means absolutely jack all, right?
Right. It's still a risk. It
twos
was
and threes.
making the surge was still fairly likely.
Yeah, it was 6 inches on 16 dice or whatever it was. I think he's got the air elemental facing wrong, but I don't think that really matters so much.
I wonder if he's trying to like surge it into Thonar or something.
Oh yeah, because these guys were on them, but they're not. I think they're actually countering.
Okay, then I don't know what
No,
the
I
air
don't.
elemental is doing.
I think he's maybe just turned them.
Oh, he's
turned
looking
them
for a
away,
wind blast.
didn't realise.
He's looking for a wind blast on the Hellstrikers.
Oh, that's
Oh.
nice. Yeah, that's nice.
I don't mind it. Again, that is looking for 2 hits on a wind blast of 6.
3. The 2 doesn't even get it. Unless he overruns, I guess. Which he will. So yeah.
Again, this is where turning them more would have helped.
Yes.
But we're not going to get into it.
Yeah.
But it is surprisingly like the wind blast and surge combo is being used well by Sergey. It has to be said.
Yeah. You don't see much of the wind blast and surge.
Yeah. I mean, very few armies obviously can use it. Empire of Dust can use it, but they suffer a little bit from the monolith. Meaning, if you take the monolith, then you surge first with it, which actually then ruins your surge wind blast combo. I have tried it in the past where you use enslaved guardians with wind blast, you push stuff back, and then that opens up a gap for a long surge into a flank somewhere. But it's still.
Sure.
But it's a good example of just a little bit of wind blast can make a huge difference on a surge army.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, huge difference.
They tried to go for a similar concept in Trident Realm, giving them things like Enthrall and Surge, but it just doesn't quite get there.
Yeah.
It's a little bit trickier to use, yeah.
And just they didn't make the Surges good enough. They didn't make the Enthralls good enough. It didn't quite come together. Maybe it will in March.
Switching attack. Switching
yeah.
attack.
Yeah, he appears to have switched to a plan of just smashing those Riftforged in the face. He'll probably Bane-chant those air elementals too. Because if you look, that druid is just within 12 of them.
He is. So in range of the drum? No, he's not in range of the drum. Okay. It's all a bit tricky. I'm liking to get on with it, but we're in their wins at this stage, so.
I know it's a Sunday, but I am on ginger beer.
Okay.
Ginger beer.
Okay.
You've got ginger beer in America, don't you? You have ginger beer?
Yeah, it's not common to drink just ginger beer, right? We'll mix whatever into it, but
Yeah, I like it mixed with rum. Goes well with rum.
But it's a lot less common to just drink ginger beer.
I didn't start until recently because it's a nice substitute for actual beer. Like that fiery, spicy ginger ale. So decided I'm gonna not drink for the rest of February and see how that goes.
I can advocate its benefits.
Substitute.
Okay, we get into a position where he's happy now. I think he's deleted units. He's not got doubled. I think he's actually semi-happy with where he is. Last to go.
No,
Air
he's
elementals. Who they
fiddling
gonna
with
hit?
things still.
Yeah. That's fine because he's going to hit the So
So
as long as the Riftforger dies, that works.
and as long as the Wind Blast works.
Mm. Okay, rolling some dice.
They seem to be making sure that he can see, but on the bottom of the greater air elemental, he had plenty of room.
Just see
Yeah, they were checking if he could see over the top, but he can clearly see over the bottom.
He doesn't need to see the flank he needs to shoot. He just needs to be able to see the unit. Which is quite interesting because obviously now all these guys are going to get wind in their hair, aren't they? And they just have, boom, big afro.
Do Mantic Orcs have hair? I don't know.
They're all wearing helmets, so I don't think we're actually, one. No, I think they're bald, actually, all the ones I've seen. Yeah, maybe not. I don't think hair squigs are things that they have in Mantic Orcs, do they?
Definitely no hair squigs. Yeah.
That's to be said. The fact that none of those charges came off for Adam is going to have a big impact on this game at the moment. If he loses both those heroes and he loses those Riftforged Legionnaires as well, this could be tough. If the Riftforged Legionnaires actually survive, there's a fairly good chance you can take out the Air Elemental Horde, because a Riftforger into the flank of those guys would also tip them over. Although, would you go for that, or would you go for the Greater? Probably the Greater, wouldn't you? I think.
I don't think either of those is super likely to work in one go.
Let's see if he rolls his Wind Blast before he realizes that his Druid here is also in range of some Hellstrikers.
Yeah, he is. Though, interestingly, are they going to kill Kapoka?
No, I'm thinking this guy here.
The Glade Walker Druid.
Oh, the Glade Walker. Okay. Yeah, and the Wind Blast isn't going to change that, but what's the Glade Walker even doing this turn? Healing the air elementals? And the trees?
Two heals. Two heals.
He can do both of those heals from the other side of the woods.
I don't know. I mean, if the Greater Rare remains a target, then it's going to be the Greater Rare, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, what we're talking about, it's going to be, as long as he kills the Riftforger, and as long as he gets Wind Blasted out of the way, the Hellstrikers can be out of arc. Thing is, if he does get his way and kills all this stuff here, there's not much that Adam's got to be able to deal with it, because his heroes would have been gone. He's got a little bit of shooting. That's about it.
Ooh, don't do that pivot. That's a real bad pivot. Okay, that's less bad.
Yeah. So don't think any of the armies have really much change? Do you think some units have really got benefited? I know quite a few armies where you would see some other units being used more often.
Sure. Like, I mean, there's a little bit of mix-up if I just think about my own armies. Like, I was already running a very infantry-heavy dwarves. That's what got buffed. The shield breaker change obviously was massive. Whereas I'm just thinking like halfling is the other one I mentioned. The jugger change was a big deal, and now obviously the 2 unique infantry units I'm seeing in a ton of lists.
Obviously, the ordered march has made a massive difference on those doors
Oh,
as well.
for the infantry, yeah, no, that army got so much better. Right.
I think the abyssal doors benefited the most. Well, not the most, but even more. I think out of those changes, the decimators now being range 14 inches is huge.
Right.
Yeah, I no idea why they changed decimators.
Nobody was using them, obviously.
Yeah.
It was rare to see them over here, but it was rare to see abyssal dwarves at all over here. So.
Yeah.
And then
I don't know. People go for the auto-click artillery and lesser golems. Luckily, we don't see a huge amount of hex casters. There's the druid moving. But how do we think to things like Twilightkin as well? So Twilightkin are definitely a tough list.
Yeah, I've had the conversation. Obviously, Elliot did quite a lot of work on them when he was in the RC. And I think the thing that people have missed the most with Twilightkin is that all the things that they get, which are Night Stalkers, are actually far better in the Twilightkin list than the Iron Night Stalkers, which is odd. So, like, Phantoms are the perfect chaff unit for Twilightkin. They're good in Night Stalkers, but they are perfect for Twilightkin. So perfect that you could probably make it 20 points more and they're still worth taking. Because the Void Touch mutants, which they chaff for, because they're fearless, because they're fly, because they're stealthy, they're hard to get rid of, and because they're no longer mind first, you can just, and you've got access to Inspire, you can just Inspire them normally and not take any of the negatives of being Night Stalkers. And then you can just go off and like, right, well, you either kill me, great, the Void Touch gets charged, or you don't kill them, in which case they have to go off and do whatever they want. You're like, well, they're also the perfect size, the cav base to chaff for them. You know, you need, like they didn't have anything in the Night Track list that they could chaff for like that because beams were too fast. Other units weren't as quick or as fitty. And it's like, well, yeah. And then the pride of the fleet with the Void Lurker getting a fancy upgrade to make it one of the best dragons in the game.
Right.
Dragons being like, why did you do any of this? None of this needs. Didn't do that. Whatever. Planar Apparition, far better in Twilightkin than it is in Night Stalkers because you've got Impalers, so Radiant to Life on a Defense 6 big shield unit. Like, did you need to do that?
I think Planars are probably a little bit too high anyway, aren't they? I mean, Heal 7 is maybe a little bit too much.
Sure.
Yeah, they are better than the avatar of the Green Lady, living embodiment of a god. It's like, well, Planar Apparition is just a big river thing. It's far better.
And you can have two of them.
Same price.
You know?
And same price.
Yeah,
that's my main problem with them. The rest of the Twilightkin units I'm kind of okay with, but the Night Stalker units are just far better in Twilightkin than the Iron Realm list. That just feels wrong.
there's also the extent to which they just get everything, it feels like. I noticed Sergey started rolling. I'm not quite sure what we're rolling for at this point, but we're rolling something.
Yay! It's only taken an hour. Where we got to? Right.
The heal, I think.
Oh, sure.
Looks like it, yeah.
Yep. So he got heal 1 on the air elementals, and now he's putting it on the forest shamblers as well.
Because they're elite. He gets
Getting good use out of those 1 rerolls, but still only 2 successes. Just from John saying that rerolling ones wasn't worth anything.
It's not always a guarantee. You know, elite 4+ is like
He rolled on 8 dice. He rolled 5 ones.
just to prove me wrong. That's all he was
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah, and he's weakened them. And he gets 4 inches of that wind blast. That is...
That is what he wanted.
Yeah. And those Hell Strikers now cannot charge anything. Though he set it up so he only needed 1. And he does land the Bane Chant on the air elementals in the middle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now let's see if he can actually get these kills. Because picking up one of the 2 tokens, which he does need to kill the Legionnaires to get.
That
is a lot of ones.
Oof.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere.
I mean,
and he's got the double 1 out early though. Oh, double 1. I've got a banner
4
for that.
damage isn't that low. It's a little low, but like it's not unreasonably low for 10 attacks on 3s and 2s. You do 4, sure. That, on the other hand, isn't great.
It's at 4 damage.
Oh, he's doing. Never mind. I thought he was doing a different unit. Yeah. Again, was not going to kill this guy this turn. Yep. I thought he was rolling the elementals.
Okay, this is less risky for him now, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, there you go. Oh, it's only 4 damage though. 4 damage.
4 damage, but then the elementals on 4s and 5s.
That's 3 damage.
Oh.
2.
2. Oh yes, it's a.
It's a 6 twice. Has he got brutal?
No.
Nope.
No, he's still in it. Has he got brutal so he's wavered? That is a big switch, isn't it?
Does the...
He is wavered.
No, I think that's... Is that the water on us?
That is the one in the formation, so yes. It has brutal.
Oh, it does, yeah.
It's the elemental from the formation, which has an aura of brutal, which doesn't matter here, but it does have brutal.
Okay, so you get 6 damage from the other greater air and another 3, so that puts him on 10 onto those guys. He needs an 8 to kill him.
Yeah. It's a waiver.
It's a waiver.
Doesn't matter because he's got fury. But he's weak, so yes,
Are they crew standard? Crush one? No, they're not the big ones, they're the little ones.
Right.
Yeah, the little ones, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're wavered, but it will not matter.
Big one though is the Riftforged here. Yeah, and that's pretty big.
Which means Sergey's not getting the token this turn because Adam's got 7, if I'm counting right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's got 3, 7 against 6, 7. So yeah, so he's fine. He's trying. It looks like
if he had gotten the kill on the regiment, he would have gotten it. But
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, he didn't. That's huge.
The question is with Thonar, what do you do with Thonar now? Do you try and ground Ooh, he's trying to see if he can see the greater air elemental here, I think. He can. Has he got a front or a flank?
That is very close, and I have no
A
idea.
flank. And I don't think he can he fit across that. Ooh.
Yeah, just have to watch from out there.
Can he get? I don't know if he can because of this here, but as long as that point there, is that 3.42?
No, he can't land in their flank.
Here.
Nah.
No.
He'd love to be able to see the air elemental horde, but I don't think he can see those. He would be He could be to move this because you don't know where the trees start and where they finish. So I don't know if he can, but probably not.
Yeah. You're right. If the air elemental horde is in the trees, but I don't think they are.
No, they're not. I don't think so. He's looking though.
He checked. They're not.
There you go. So he's going back onto the airs. Is he going to put the Riftforged into the flank as well? That's a good question.
I think they probably want to do that. You also have options like shutting down Kapoka, but I feel like adding damage there.
That or the Druid.
More relevant.
You could actually shut down the Druid. You could easily kill the Druid with a Riftforger. He's only 10, 12 nerve. Oh, no, you're still asking a bit, but you can do it.
I mean, we just saw what a 10-12 can stand up to. He's grounding the greater air with it.
Yeah, that's the right move.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, 100% that's what I would go for. Not that it really helps his guys here, because they'll ground him and then this guy will
10 damage, they're dead.
Yeah.
Right. Or the guys that need to go another round with Wiltfather.
Top of 3.
So Sergey definitely did do the commitment that we knew he needed to, but not breaking through in this turn is rough. Adam is going to have a hard time getting in on those tokens, though. But I feel like over the course of its top of 3, he has 4 more turns. I feel like those Hellstrikers can get down there and start really putting some work in, scoring objectives. Especially because if Sergey turns the ensnarers to look at Adam's Hellstrikers on the right, he's going to have a difficult time both seeing them and covering both tokens. So I would like to see the left Hellstrikers suddenly get way more aggressive this turn now that Wiltfather is not threatening them.
Yeah. I mean,
right.
The hardest bit he's going to have is that he's going to have these 2 units here as well, who are going to be free, and he's still got 2 surges, hasn't he, to utilize. That's why you would have liked to been able to shut that one down. Okay, so he's shutting down the greater air, interestingly, from that side.
Yeah, and I don't see another model that can do something about the Horde.
All the other greater air here.
Nah, I mean, I guess you could just throw some Amber Rocks, and hope. You're asking some good dice to manage that with Amber Rocks for shooting.
Yeah. Especially when you don't think that they've got blast.
Does look okay. He is able, with where he's landing that Riftforger, he is stopping the air elementals from flying over the combat and then going for a flank surge on the Hellstrikers too.
Yeah.
Got you. Yeah.
I mean, that's also just kind of where the Riftforged ended up, but it's a bonus.
He's got to be careful with these orcs in the back here to not get double charged as well. Because if he loses those and then this token becomes available, it might be a bit tricky.
And he actually just got off the token entirely, so he needs to make sure that Pegasus doesn't sneak behind him and steal it.
Waiting in the wings. Waiting in the wings. You see what I did there? Yeah. The really good thing about these, the Glade Walker Druid, it just allows you to do 2 surges, so you can't risk putting the Hellstrikers too far forward because they'll just turn one of these units and hit them in a flank. And you can lose a unit of Hellstrikers just on that basis.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it really tricky, and still threaten this side as well with the Druid.
Right. Yeah, and currently the greater air elemental that isn't being grounded by an individual very much has the possibility of flank surging Hellstrikers.
And the actual air elemental horde can just charge the Riftforged, and because of how it works with line individuals, they'll have to turn for like a full 90 to get past Thonar, and then they'll have to turn again, and they'll come in at an angle where they might be able to just flank the Hellstrikers.
Oh, true. With the overrun. Yeah.
Because of how individual works.
Mm-hmm. Because they end up way over there.
It is why I was contemplating you would probably want to take the unit on, only on that basis, so that you end up with because the greater air can obviously still come, but he's only got 8 attacks rather than having 18. Although Bane Chant, might be a little bit. No, it's not going to be a Bane Chant. It's tricky. It is tricky. The one thing is by moving the Unforged Orcs, he's trying to pressure the center token as well and make sure he's got enough unit strength on that for later turns.
Right.
Yeah, I think you are just better off going for the Horde Thonar rather than the Greater Air. Because that Greater Air can't make the flank of the Hellstrikers anyway.
Yeah, you can probably just about see them, can't you?
To just charge them as they are? Yeah, you could. Again, I don't know. Can he see them?
It's this guy here. Can he see these guys? It's going to be close.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why you do just take the front and not the weird overrun flank.
Because you double. So if you doubled those into the Unforged Orcs and killed them, then you've got a spin option, haven't you?
Mm-hmm. All right. So we landed one Host Shadow Beast. And I'm just gonna
Is it Host Shadow Beast or is it the Amberox shooting? Yeah.
He's doing the Amberox now. Oh, no, he's not. He is going over to the shrine instead. So he gets the Bane Chant there to undo the weakness. And we're just putting both things on him, sure.
Bane chanting.
And then he lands it there.
Are Unforged? Are they Riftforged Orcs as well? No.
No.
Bastard. Let's see. Arcane Smithy. No.
Oh yeah. So it does. The second targets don't need to have Riftforged keyword. Oh no, it does. On another appropriate Riftforged unit within 12 inches. Yeah. So Adam's cheating.
But also not getting blasted with his Ambroxes, so it all kind of comes around.
I still don't know what happened with that Ambrox.
Oh, there's only 2 damage onto the Greater Air after all
Oof.
that as well. Oh, that is tough. Don't forget the -1 to hit. Hey, War Drum!
War Drum does
Damage on the
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to imagine this is
you
the
go.
end of the Shamblers.
Oh, Giant just. No, yeah. Then only does
There you
5.
go. Those giant.
Yeah, okay, it only does 5. It only brings him to 13.
Which
And
is
there's
just enough on a 3.
Because
Yeah.
it's brutal.
Because it's brutal.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's giant for you, isn't it?
He's not inspired.
Nah, that's fine.
No, that's one interesting thing with what Sergey's whole game plan is all this stuff he's got flying around forward. All he has to inspire it is the Wilt Father.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Because if we look, that unit wasn't inspired. 2 of the Graders aren't inspired. 1 of the Air Elemental Hordes isn't inspired.
Mm.
I think that's kind of just the reality of this Air Elemental list.
Be interesting to see what happens after they're all ground. Well, you've got that center section's grounded, isn't it? You can probably grind him out a little bit. I think, though, he's positioning these War Drums to sneak in and just ground them again if he can.
Sure.
Oh, Trixie. Tell you what, that regen on these guys here was big, though, wasn't it? Managing to get 5 out of 9 off of this was big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Donut would probably, if Donut had rolled that average, he might finish him off.
Okay, so 4 damage on the Wilt Father.
And now we see what the weakened Bane-Chanted guys can do.
Oh, 8 hits, that's not bad. 3's the damage.
Oh, only
Oh.
4?
Yeah, it's a killer. He's not been lucky on the damage roll there, I'll tell you that now. He's done,
No.
could have got a bit luckier with those things. And here comes the Riftforger.
No, doing 5 damage.
Yeah. He's got a chance. Not with
No.
that. Okay, so that takes us to the bottom of 3.
It does.
So it's a grind in the middle, so we're probably going to see both of those units go down, aren't we? Maybe attack the Riftforger. Can the Riftforger get hit by the Ensnarers? But he doesn't want to do that. You don't want to charge the Ensnarers in.
I mean, it might end up, depending on how it plays out, we might get to the point where the Ensnarers are the only thing that has the unit strength to burn the top tokens, though.
Yeah. Do we feel that the 8 attacks now on these elementals has kind of brought them back in line? Because the 10 attacks was particularly horrible to face.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with them now.
Yeah.
Here come the nimble air elementals. That only then needs an overrun of 2 to get in. Thing is the greater air isn't going to kill Thonar by himself.
Oh, he's looking at, I'm not sure why, but he was looking at like a place to land to surge.
Yes. Highly unnecessary, unless, of course, you want to limit the angle to go for the overrun. Because you're just seeing if you can get it to less than. Because if he comes in at the angle that you're talking about, lands, turns, he may be on a 3 instead of a 2. And since he's got the surge, why not, I suppose?
Because he's going to roll 8 2s on his surge.
Yeah, that's it. No, he's gonna roll 8 1s and then go, haha, we'll have a loot. So easy roll, mate. Easy roll.
Actually, I think it's better if he just charges in the angle. Maybe not.
I'll be honest, it also opens up a heal, because the thing is, if he surges, then he can't heal. So you've got to concentrate.
And he's got plenty of things he's going to want to heal. He can. Wildfather has the right keyword, right? Or does it not?
For what?
For the Gladewalker nonsense.
No, I think he's not elemental. I think he has to be elemental to be affected by that.
Nope, just Verdant.
So the ring, I think you have to have elemental as a keyword.
Yeah, it's elemental. Which the Forest Shamblers did have, but apparently the greater.
Yeah, they're in a weird place where they're kind of forest elementals, but they're not.
I mean, the other thing is the things with elemental keyword, I think, are just the things that shamble in Forces of Nature anyway. So there's some consistency there.
Mm.
Thing is, though, the giant is free now as well, isn't he? And he's going to be closed down by something.
The giant is free now, and the giant's flanks are very well protected from surges.
Yeah. And also, where would you land the guy to get him in there?
Well, right. That's what's going on with the war drum.
Yeah, war drum on this side. So the giant could have been, and despite the fact that Hellstrikers haven't been in any combats, they've not been hit by anything yet, so they're still fresh. I think it's got to be part of Adam's plan, hasn't it, to try and find a way to get these guys onto the tokens here.
I feel like the Hellstrikers are the only thing that's meaningfully threatening the bottom tokens, unless he just absolutely powers through all of this stuff of Sergey's in the top left and then can walk the infantry up. But in reality, we're talking about Hellstrikers.
Okay, so he's looking to pin down the Hellstrikers and then try and hit them in the flank, which I think is a good move. Does the giant then cover them? Yeah, well, he might have to overrun or turn the greater air.
No, I think the giant
But he does put him in a
just.
spinning sandwich.
Oh,
There
and
you
now
go.
the Pegasus comes in. I was about to talk about the giant killing the greater air that's fighting Thonar, but
Yeah,
that exact
the giant
Pegasus
can easily
placement,
squeeze past that way.
not with the Pegasus right there, it can't.
The thing is, the Pegasus can probably block one way, but not the other. So the giant may still be able to get back into the pairs here, although he can probably... No, he can't sidestep because of this thing here, can he? But he can turn. So, yeah. Tricky. Tricky. Right, cover for me, boys. I'm just going to go and grab myself a quick coffee. I'm going to need it, it sounds like, by the way.
Yeah, so we're seeing. Let's see. Looking at here. The Wilt Father, he's just playing around with. I'll be honest, I'm not sure what he's tracking right now.
Come on, do something.
Hey now.
Go for something already.
I mean, yeah. But so he is looking at moving up with the Naiads, which I agree is now he's undoing it. But I think it is the right move. Just now that it's safe with those Hellstrikers that were threatening their flank are pinned. The other Hellstrikers aren't going to solo them to the front. Right? He's going to do a little bit fiddling to get exactly how he wants him. But I think they're still covering both tokens, and now they don't need to pivot as hard. And now they are threatening in a future turn. They can run over and try to stop. Try to burn one of Adam's 2 tokens. Given that they have 10 inches to basically everything up there. One very interesting thing, we'll have to see what Sergey does with this air elemental horde that's fighting the Riftforged, just because the Pegasus is blocking the giant from going on that greater. But if those Riftforged are dead, what's protecting that horde from the giant?
Yeah. That was why thinking it's it.
Right?
I mean, if the greater overruns enough, then he could sidestep out with the vessels.
Yeah, if he overruns. Oop, did I just move the giant? I accidentally just moved the giant. I don't know why I can even do that.
Who gave you permission?
Never happened. But no, you're right. So, I mean, and to be fair, that is, he needs a 2, right? He needs to overrun 2 inches and then sidestep 1, and he's good. But that'd just be a little bit concerning, especially since now that those 4 Shamblers are dead, doing some quick math on that right token, it's 4-4 after this, right?
Yeah.
Because it's the 2 Titans up against the Horde and the Pegasus.
Yeah.
Right? And the only way to avoid that would be to sidestep both units to the right to try to get the greater on.
Oh, Sergey's flying through that turn. Jesus. What's going on?
So we do see Sergey lands the surge on the air elemental horde to take out that Rift Forger, who already has 6 damage, so it'll probably get the kill. And then it's only a 2-inch overrun into the flank of the Hellstrikers.
Only need a 2. Been there before.
Right. Just like if he does the sidesteps and overruns that Tom was talking about, he only needs a 2.
So where are we going now? Some heals?
I have to imagine Sergey is just double healing with the Glade Walker.
Yeah, there you go. And has he forgotten about the elite, or is he rolling too many dice? He's rolling too many dice.
Who did the surge? Did you catch who cast surge?
No,
actually, the thing is, I think actually he must have surged with that. I think this is the regens. he's rolling for the regions.
Got
He
it.
gets a
Yep.
decent
Because
hit.
the surge would have had to have been the Glade Walker, so he only gets 1 heal, which heals 4 on that greater air elemental on the left.
Oh, that is annoying.
Yeah. That's a big deal.
It's like, yeah. Okay. Hellstrikers do
And
weak.
then he lands the weakness on the Hellstrikers, who have a better angle now.
Weakness isn't such a big deal on those guys, I don't think, apart from if they get hindered.
I mean, yeah, it depends on what they're swinging on, right? Oh, and he lands.
Bane Chant again.
Doesn't need that Bane Chant, but I guess what else is he doing with that Druid? So why not?
Why not?
All right, and we're going to our first combat from the looks of it.
That's a Thonar. Does he
Air
remember
elemental on
Thunderstruck?
Thonar.
No, he's
He
forgot
does not
Thunderstruck.
remember the Thunderstruck.
He didn't get a Thunderstruck. You need to get a 5 or 6 for it.
Oh, you need to get okay. Either way, Thonar holds, no question.
Oh no!
And now this Riftforger is in big trouble. 15 hits into only 2 damage though.
2 damage. Yeah.
Which is a 4
Still
twice.
only a 4.
Yeah.
It's only a 4.
Hey.
And he gets it, and now he just needs a 2. He gets
There
it.
you go.
There's going to be quite a few just needing a 2 on these, isn't there?
Yep. No, that might end up being the only one. It kind of depends on what he decides to do after he kills the Riftforged. Because I can see a strong case for either protecting the Horde or for just trying to burn the token. The flank only does 4 damage.
Oh, only 4.
Oof.
This could really sting.
Yeah, it could do.
And 5 from the... And 2! He did 6 total! Oh no!
It doesn't matter, as long as he gets a waiver. As long as he gets a waiver. Although it's a 9. 9's a waiver, isn't it?
It is a 9 to waiver them.
Nope.
No.
Does
Okay.
not.
Well, I think
Could be
in
2
fairness,
dead units there.
Sergey has been riding the lightning.
Yeah. He has, doesn't he? Proper alpha strike.
He
If
has
it's dead, I
finally-
don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. There's a lot of these where, like, well, I'm relying on lots of 4+, and they've all come through, and I wasn't expecting that, but that's definitely one that might be game defining. We'll see.
Yeah.
The
Especially
Orcs there.
especially with the Unforged and Ambroxes can fight too, right?
Oh yeah.
So he's got I mean, the Ambrox ends up hindered, but that's a double flank on that air elemental horde.
I mean, they're not amazing, but they can try.
Sure.
Well, they've only got 4 attacks. 3 attacks in the flank on 4s, I should say. But hey, they're only defense 4, so who knows?
Yeah. Okay. So the greater air is not rolling well, but also that's
It's
the unit that already
still,
had 13 damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
It's much better. Yeah, these were the actual hitty ones.
And then they take 9 more and they're up to 21 and they're dead.
Yeah,
So yeah,
it's dead.
this will be interesting to see what Sergey does, whether the priority is protecting the horde or just burning
Taking
the
the token.
tokens.
Yeah.
Right? It's if he makes the sidestep plays, he gets the token, right? 5 to 4.
Yeah.
And he can do it on 2 1s.
Yes, yeah, because all he needs to do is go 1 inch that way, and this one's within 4, so
Mhm.
it will put him in range. It
But-
does mean that then this guy could get flanked, as much as this guy could get flanked as well.
Isn't Wiltfather covering it still?
But if he moves sideways,
I think
Possibly
Wiltfather's
not.
still covering it if he moves sideways.
yeah, maybe if it's I suppose it would be.
Yeah. because they stop at the Pegasus, so even if he rolls a 2 or a 3, he gets stopped short. They would have a flank on the air elemental, but really what this does is it gives Adam multiple ways of killing the horde of air elementals.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. Does that give him the room to sidestep the greater air? I don't think it does. So he must be going for something different.
He's just protecting himself from the giant. It's all groovy, baby.
Just trying to make it so the Hellstrikers can't actually see them now.
Okay. Hopefully he catches it, but he just pivoted too far and gave the giant a flank. Okay, he saw it.
Yeah.
I think it's pro color. I don't know if that's a term, but pro commentary. I think Tom riding the lightning.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think
Well, I went with pro color commentary. Is my interpretation of that. Because we are professionals here, as you said before when we started. I think that was before we started, but highly
100%,
professional.
100%. I didn't realize I've got a tab for this as well. What's the Quayle's English? Is that just?
I have no idea.
I'm gonna have to.
Did you even make that?
No, this is Mike's made this one. But I definitely came up with this one. Well, balls deep, actually. I think that's where we'll go with Sergey. Has definitely been balls deep for quite some time now. So is this top of 4, isn't it? This is top of 4.
Oh,
it's not top of 4 yet.
It's not. It's still bottom of 3 because Sergey won the roll off and chose to go second.
Now it's top of 4.
Okay. Yeah, as soon as Adam's turn starts, it's top of 4. Yeah. Oof.
We can't see these air elementals here. He's not in the word.
Right, and the shrine doesn't fight well enough to kill him, right?
No, but I think you would. What do? You put the shrine and the drum in just to chaff him up, or
yeah, and the shrine's hardy
as well. Would come in if you really wanted to. Depends on how you want to play it.
Thonard's still Adam's only option for keeping that greater air elemental grounded. So I don't think Thonard.
The giant can't. Can the giant sneak past into these airs? Is that something they decided on?
It looks like they're just out of the arc.
Yeah. He could potentially the one. They won't need to get the one on the right, really, will they? Yeah, there's no point. I think you just accept and hope. I think you just hope Riftforged do enough.
Yeah, I don't think you want the giant way over there.
Oh.
I think you just explode the Pegasus.
I don't know if the Hellstrikers really kill these guys. Kills the greater air, does he, by himself? That'd be a bit tricky, I thought.
No.
3s and 3s, 8 damage. Brutal. Got a life leech, I suppose, but what does that put him up to? 9? No, it's not going to be an easy one.
Yeah.
He does have 2 Ambroxes to shoot with this turn as well, although they can't see.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that one isn't contributing to the flank charge, but maybe he's got some shooting he wants to do.
Yeah.
Or maybe he doesn't want to get too far away from the token, but now that the Pegasus has committed...
It's only 3 attacks, not 4. But it could be the difference, couldn't it? Because what are we looking at the moment? We're looking at probably 8 damage, aren't we, from the guys in the flank? It's not
and
bad.
What's he shooting?
Yeah. Okay, so he's just sidestepped at the moment. See if he can get out of arc. So he can get out of arc.
Yeah, I like that play. Get out of arc, still within 3.
If he can ground these airs, then I think he would. Because the thing is, I don't know if a drum does it by itself. Because it's going to be 5s and 3s, possibly 5s and 2s with a. Or did he put the Riftforged shrine into the Greater Air as well. Oh, he is as well.
Okay.
Madman. Absolute madman.
Interesting. So
And we-
what's the... Okay, he's undoing all this. Never mind.
Because it's 8 attacks, crush 1 from the shrine. So that's not bad. It's not bad.
No. It's... So 8 attacks, 5s, and 3s. That'll consistently ground something, right? It's not killing it, though.
Adam's strategy is to get to kickoff. He's probably just watching it in the background while in Sergey's turns. You know, you won't be having a problem with that.
That game's not actually starting for another like 3 or 4 hours. He'll be fine.
And let's be honest, it goes on for like 3 hours, doesn't it? Anyway, you know, especially with halftime. Oh. Is he in the flank? No.
No.
He's in the front, so we'll just shift up a bit. You know, there's a half with the extra point of damage from the Wind of Death, Glove of Death. There's a chance, isn't there? I mean, although they are inspired, so it's a bit tricky.
For who? Oh, for just throwing everything at the horde? I mean, there's a chance.
Yeah. I think the hard bit is he wants to ground them, but a drum isn't a guarantee of a grounding. And if he doesn't ground them, then they can't see the Hell Strikers, so there is that. But they can fly over and hit the Hell Strikers in the flank. Tricky.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think he has to put the shrine in too, if he wants to consistently ground them, right?
Yeah.
I think he's running the risk of not. War drum for the win! See, as long
Just
as he
also
hits,
because what's he casting with the shrine, right?
yeah, I mean,
So just throw it
he's
in.
not going to be able. I know he's trying, I think, to get within 12 inches of Thonar.
Oh,
And you don't need that by turning him.
Nah, it's not going to get that.
The only other thing is Bane chanting these 2 war drums. That is a very niche play.
great. Bane chant the war drums. Yeah, I'd rather just throw another unit into the combat, right?
Plus, also, the thing is, by throwing him into the combat, he's also out of Arc of the Wiltfather.
Yeah.
Which is
Great.
also key. Because
So
Wiltfather
everything is out
just-
of Arc of the Wiltfather.
Yeah. Does mean he has a surge free next turn, but, you know, whoopie do. I'd take that over 10 attacks. He's really... I think he's slightly annoyed with this. Is it worth it, though, to ground the...
Interesting.
He's going for it.
Interesting.
He would be hindered. I'm not going to... Because as soon as you do that turn here, you do the minimum amount to be able to hit it. So you would end up getting hindered. I'm not going to...
That's... Huh.
I mean, it leaves only the druid left to surge.
Yeah, right?
Or
And
the
he's
Willfather.
quite far away.
Yeah, because
The
you're
thing
right.
is you could fly him over here, and
Yeah,
then the Willfather could surge him in. But
But he needs to have something on center for the center point now. And if he doesn't do that, then he's got to go for the top right, and I don't see him doing that.
Right.
2 Ambroxes, though. 2 Ambroxes. Shoots him. You never know. Could kill the Greater Air. No inspiring. If you remember
They don't
the
shoot
blast.
that well.
Nah. I mean,
Didn't roll a
cool.
die with them. Yeah. What is that? That's 3 shots on 4s and 3 shots on 5s. Blast E3 piercing 1.
I mean, yeah, it's damage, but
Yeah, they're an okay little shooting unit, aren't they?
yeah, they're fine. I mean, for what they pay, their shooting's great, but Oh, so one.
Tried his best to fail Host Shadow Beast.
Shadow Beast.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the host Shadow Beast, not one of the first shots. Okay. So he landed that. And now he's going for the shooting.
Yeah.
2 hits.
1 hit.
Are they on
1
5s?
damage.
One
One of them is. The other one isn't. No, he's only, they're only height 2, aren't they? Are they height 2 or are they height 3? No, they're height 3, so 1
It
would have
doesn't
been
matter
awesome.
because the greater elemental is. Oh no, the greater elemental is only 5. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because they're height 6, they would have cleared the terrain here, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What we got? All right, so this is the flank. 3/7 damage.
Flank does 7. Ooh,
Ah!
it's been a bad nerve roll. They're still alive.
Big one here as well, then. I'll tell you what, he's not been lucky with his nerve rolls, as you told Adam at this stage. But
No.
quick look at the dice stats. Oh Jesus! Look where Adam is.
No,
58% below 4+.
Yeah.
9 damage
Sorry,
though.
in a way.
Quite nice.
Oh,
Plus 110.
and then brutal.
Yeah, plus brutal.
Mm.
Got
Dead.
it.
Though.
Plus the
with-
annoying life leech as well. Yeah,
Yep.
there you go.
Yeah, and he has to do that pivot now that he didn't kill the horde.
Yeah.
Though honestly, with the greater free, he probably had to do that pivot anyway.
Yeah, I don't think the greater can actually land here. Might be able to go. No, he can't.
All right.
Okay, war drum. 1 damage from the war drum. Oh no, it's 2 damage from the war drum. Sorry, 2. Jeez.
2 from the war drum and 9 from the giant.
9 for the giant. Yeah. Was that unnecessary? Yes, that was unnecessary.
Yeah. I don't even know what pivots you do here.
I'll just overrun the drum, I guess.
Yeah.
Who knows? You might be able to get the like the central bottom
That's
center.
it.
Temple.
Yeah.
The only thing
and-
is, I don't want the greater air can land here or here. He probably wants to protect his front.
Oh.
Oh no!
Yeah, so that greater air definitely. Oh no, it doesn't have a rear surge on the giant. Because where it would have to land in order to do it, he's not going to be able to surge.
Get yeah.
Because in order to land above the war drum out of range, he's going to be way outside that 12-inch surge range. And I don't think Wiltfather is going to be able to get it either.
Wiltfather could get to here, but yeah, then the giant's blocking. Although he could go on the hill. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
And Thonar gets, is that 8 hits with 6 attacks?
Yeah.
It is, yes. Oh, 7 damage. 12-14 though, isn't he on a druid?
Yeah. That's a
That'll do
14?
it.
Okay.
Ah!
It happens.
No, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
He's done what he needs to do, and he was hindered in the end.
The hinder ends up not mattering just because he didn't roll any
Yeah.
3s to hit.
Okay, it's quite a big one. What could he get with these? Drum comes out with 1
Okay,
damage.
so the
He did
drum
all right.
does the 1. That's what really matters. And then the shrine, gets 4
Oh, look at
hits.
that! 4 hits from the
And
shrine.
2 from the shrine
Oh,
is 7. And there is,
No chance?
no.
Can't it cast Host Shadow Beast on itself?
It's not an
No.
individual.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, did change it to individual only, didn't they?
I don't think so.
Ooh.
I think you can cast it. So
It says individuals only on the cast now.
Yeah.
It used to be an option. So what did he do? He did only 5 damage or 2 damage onto that.
He got 2 hits
yeah.
with his 7. I don't know why he had 7 attacks.
Host Shadow Beast plus is 3, but it's all the same.
Added up to 7.
So
Anyway.
yeah, so 4 from the Shadow Beast, 3 from his attack.
Oh, he gets 4 from Host Shadow Beast? Okay.
Yeah. It's Host Shadow Beast 3 because he gets 3 dice to cast it. But it seems
it's
pointless
2
putting
per
that on.
spellcaster level is 4. That's why.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we see.
So bottom of 4.
Yep. So we see Sergey going in there.
The thing is that these guys aren't inspired now either, which is a bit of a killer.
Oh, the Hellstrikers are not. No.
Here we go. You see Sergey try it.
Yeah, but
Not
how
quite
is
how that works,
he?
Sergey.
How is he surging that thing?
Wiltfather to here, and if they count him as on the hill, he'll be height 8, so he can see over the top of that.
Oh, is that on the hill?
That's a question they're going to have to ask each other.
I think it is just.
Okay, it's close.
Mm.
The thing is, though, to do it, he's also going to have to give a flank or a rear to the Wiltfather.
No, he can just doing it
Just
would
get
get him
out.
out of their arc. Yeah. And also be in a spot where if the Hellstrikers do fly off, then Wiltfather can just burn the token on Sergey's next turn. Oh, he didn't even get close enough doing that. Pretty sure he can, though. Like 2 inches up, pivot, go 4 or so forward. He'll be able to do it.
Yeah, when does he have to do that? He just has to. No, actually, no. The trick is that he has to get his leader points. He almost has to turn a full 90, doesn't he, to kind of get his leader point there? Because otherwise, he's too close to the other units to be able to do it. Ooh. No, he might be able to because it's just enough gap. Do you guys still get many games on UB at the moment?
Weirdly, I only play UB with local people at this point.
All right, that's odd.
Right? Like, I played a game on UB yesterday with someone who lives like 10, 15 minutes away from me. And then on fairly recently, a few days earlier, someone who's a little further, but still like one of my local players. That's who I play UB with.
The thing is it's all good saying you can play anybody in the world, but having somebody awake at that point in time to be able to play you is a different, or available to play you. It's a bit tricky.
I mean,
it's been one of the things I think I found on this tournament that we've run is that getting games in is not always easy. I probably had maybe about 10% struggle to get a game in each round.
Sure.
Even over a 2-week period.
I mean, thinking as someone over here, scheduling with people who are 5 to 7 hours ahead, really what it looks like is as long as my weekend mornings are open, right? It's like, yeah, I can start at, 8 to 10 in the morning here, which over in Europe, that might be 3 in the afternoon until 5 in the evening, right? Easy.
Yeah, but I think it's just organizing it, isn't it, as well? It's easy to organize with a friend. You text them because they're going to be awake at the same time, and it's little bit easier. When you start to go into other stuff, it's a little bit trickier. Still trying to work it out, Sergey. You can tell by just looking at the blue line. You are within 12. You are within an inch of the shrine, though. Cheeky bugger.
Yeah, he is. He definitely is. Though I will say, I tried to find a game locally tonight, and apparently none of the American players want to play UB tonight for some reason.
It's a Sunday, isn't it? Still, real life has come back in the way. When we were in the pandemic, didn't have anything else better to do, did we?
It's more like the big American sports game thing, John.
There is a big American sports game thing. Yeah.
But who cares to give the
That Adam is going to be late for at this rate. Hopefully he's not going anywhere for it.
We may see it concede at some point if needs to. What's a UB game when in real life you can watch big, angry, drug-riddled footballers doing it? All this is wrong. It's just all wrong, Sergey. Give it up.
Okay, yeah. He undoes the whole thing. I think he may have made the call that he can't do it.
Yeah.
He may have had Adam over his shoulder going, that's out, that's out, that's out.
If you've played Adam in real life, he does quietly just, not repetitively, but...
No. But just making it clear that the rules are... Oh, yeah, just making sure as well, it's clear that the druid...
has -1 to hit, yeah. For when the druid
just if he thinks
sonar.
about he's going to do the hero. Yeah, that's it.
I mean, what else is the druid going to do? Run into the woods? Probably run into the woods, actually. That's probably a better play.
Here we go. So we're beginning of 3 again, right? Is that how it works? No, 4. At least on 4.
We're back to the start of the turn.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, hey, ha, who, he. A bit of spinning.
I mean,
there are still limits to surge. There is one thing to be said. There are limits to surge. As soon as you can get behind units, even ones with nimble, it really restricts the options available to them. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
That's probably a more viable option.
So he's just going for
a flank charge, yeah.
Yeah, a flank surge on the giant there, which
it's not a bad call, but at the moment isn't the giant is at the moment 1921, isn't he at the moment?
2022 because both I mean
1820.
Currently it's in range of both war drums and both war drums are still on the table. That being said, I don't see the war drum on the left surviving this turn.
He may not, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Wiltfather is now able to surge, yeah.
As is the druid, but yeah, I guess it's... No, the Wiltfather... Yeah, can. So we'll probably do it with the Wiltfather.
Yeah, because the shrine's only height 4, which is...
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's only height 4.
Oh, that's weird. He can also just see around the shrine. But
interesting. Going into the front there, because that will now block him from being able to surge, right? No, he
fixed it. But yeah, you're right. And then, he's really... Did he counter the shrine with the
horde?
Looks like it. Is that what's going on there?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Well, no, he might have countered the counter the shrine and then gone for the drum here. Yeah, sorry.
It seems excessive to have countered the war drum and flanked it.
The only thing is the Hell Strikers now are kind of stuck here unless he wants to lose that token.
Right.
Because it only takes a backup by the Wiltfather to take it. Although he could possibly stop the Wiltfather and be able to do it. So here comes some regens, I think. Yeah, so that's regen on the Greater Air here. Yeah, so these guys, yeah. Oh, God's sake. These regens have been
that is
really good.
Yeah.
That is epic. No wonder he likes this formation. If it works, it works. Why break it? Oh, it's going for the Riftforged. Makes sense.
Okay. And they're still covering one of the tokens anyway.
Yes. And with an overrun, if he gets his guy out of the way, he may be able to take the other. No, because he'll hit the Wiltfather. Probably not.
If he hits the Wiltfather, he gets it. The problem is the Hellstrikers then.
No, they don't quite get the other token.
Oh, you're right. They don't. I counted wrong. Yeah, not quite.
No,
Either way, it's not the play. Just because then you absolutely do just fly over with the Hellstrikers, burn it, pivot.
So this is going to be big combats here. If the giant survives, what does he do? Does he go into the flank of the horde here?
Just get Unished off the table, I think.
Yeah, right. We're we're top of 5 at that point. Yeah, you're just getting unit strength off the table.
It is still close. It is still very close. I mean, that one token that Adam's managed to take is keeping him fairly comfortable at this stage. But if he loses that token there, he's got to get another one from somewhere because he could easily lose 2 at this stage. Then again, as long as he holds a center, he gets a draw, doesn't he? I suppose it's worth pointing out is that because this is a cup competition, if they draw at the end of turn 6 or 7, then we are going to be in a position where kills will come into effect, and if they get an equal number of kills, then we'll have an additional turn. But
has that needed to happen in any of these that you've run?
not so far.
Yeah. Just
I mean,
the
draws
equal number of kills is so hard to do.
I don't think we've even come down to kills at any point. It's always been a case of we've pretty much just had clear winners one way or the other.
Oh, interesting. Because draws happen.
They do happen, yeah, they do happen. It's not a huge number of games that are played in the cup competition because we're only doing last 16 quarterfinals, semi-finals, the final. So that's what, 6, 14.
That's 15 games.
22 games.
22. Sure.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 7, 15. 15. You're
15.
Right. Overcounted.
Because there's 16 players and 15 of them need to get eliminated. So that's 15 games.
That's an interesting. Yeah, that's probably a good way of putting it. Yeah. Well played. Doff my hat, sir.
So I'm just looking at this character stack behind the horde, where one character is hiding behind the horde and the other character is hiding behind the other character.
Have you never done that before, Carl? The old character conga. Totally legit tactic.
It is.
Right, so we've got Surge. Surge has gone in. Giant is hit by Greater Air. Okay.
Yep.
So. Big one here. Air Elementals against Hell Strikers. 4 damage from their hits. That's what we're expecting. 2.
That's
He's
4.
not had the luck there.
They got.
Not had the luck.
Yeah.
But it's all on the nerve roll. It's all on the nerve roll.
And especially uninspired.
Mm.
Ah!
Okay. Well, that's the nerve roll. Okay, and yeah.
Oh, could we see Ambrox is picking off the druid in the woods? Oh, that'd be hilarious. Anyway, go. Big one here as well. What we're looking at, 8 damage on average. Gets 9.
We've seen 9 up to 14. Oh, he did it first. He didn't kill the war drum first.
Oh, he's on 2s though because he got Bane chanted. So
Yeah, so it probably won't matter. But
he's on.
It's
No, he's going to be a 6.
He's
He's going to be on a
It's fine.
6. Oh, he rolls a 4.
it does matter because the giant's not even wavered.
It's not even wavered. It's 2022 nerve, and he hasn't realised.
Oh no, he's brutal. That's the one with the brutal
brutal.
aura.
He is brutal.
So it is wavered
Okay.
because of brutal. Does that one not have fury?
No, they don't. I think it's
Yeah,
really
it
giant
does. He does now because of the shrines within 6.
Oh, right. Right. So he has fury off the shrine. Okay. Which I guess makes
That
sense because the giant
means
doesn't.
that does mean that token's going to survive, doesn't it? Is he? Oh.
Could do, yeah. Unless he gets super lucky.
Unless
here.
he gets the shrine.
No, because if he gets the drum, it'll be 4 versus 3, 4, and then
It'll be
5 if he's within 3.
The war drum's also in, so it'll be 5 versus 5.
Yeah, but if he kills the war drum,
No, but there's 2 war drums in the boffin.
is he in as well?
I
Yep.
don't think is it? Ooh, that's close.
It's close. It's close for both, so we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, so he has to. Okay, well, if we're doing that, then he has to kill the shrine
I don't know.
in order to
Man.
take the
yeah.
token because he's pivoting. And that's not killing the shrine.
It's 1 damage, but he does it.
They're brutal.
Can't cast any spells, but at the moment the shrine is 1719 at the moment.
Oh, because it's or dash 19, right? Because it's fearless.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He dash 17, is he?
That's 17 now, I think.
He is, yeah. So he's dash 19, yeah. He's got to get the hero. Hero's gone.
Yep. And now they have to sit exactly there if he wants to keep his heroes protected.
Yeah.
That's very true, yeah.
Yeah.
Good thing those air elementals did heal, though.
Hmm.
Air elementals healing is big.
Mhm.
Would you just risk it and send in the Hellstrikers and Thonar into the Ensnarer Horde?
It's a risk. It's a huge risk.
9, 8, and then wherever Thonar does.
That's
not.
even if Thonar does really well, I don't like those numbers.
He's taken the token here, so the token's gone. So we're 1 apiece.
Yeah. Right, so yeah, the other Wardroom must not have been in range then.
I still don't know if he had it, but they must have
no,
counted the greater
he didn't,
air on the
yeah,
left as being in, which
Yeah, that Wardroom was in, they must have missed that.
Right, here comes a Cloak of Death as well. I don't know. I mean, I would be tempted to put the Shrine into the flank of the heirs and then put the Health strikers into the front of the and put Thona into the rear
Wait, put the
Possibly.
House Strikers into the front of what?
of the. Oh no, I can't fit him in because there's
And then
there's a Wiltfather hiding here. There's a tree hiding in trees.
you can't
So
see- you
clearly
can't see
what
the
you
weapon
do
right?
is you send Thonar into the Druid, and then you just
here.
blow through the conga line.
Yeah, that's true. What's Kapoka though? Kapoka's 12, 14 or something, isn't he?
Yeah, but Kapoka's facing the wrong way.
Yes, there is that. He isn't going to be phalanxed. It's true.
Mm-hmm. It's not a terrible move. Because especially if you get host Shadow Beast. Oh, the shrine can't host Shadow Beast.
No, he can't.
Oh, he can't host Shadow Beast him. Never mind.
Mm.
The only other thing is that he could go into the airs with the shrine in the flank. That could possibly help. What he's got to stop is essentially losing this token here, and then hope that these guys here are going to be able to take this token here at the end of the game.
Adam really wants to ground this greater air elemental. He's been throwing individuals at it all game.
To be fair, he might kill it now.
He's going to need to kill it if he's doing that with the Hell Strikers.
Is the... No, he's not blocking him at the moment, is he? No, he is. Yeah, I suppose he is. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Do you... Yeah, I was going to say, do you then just put the shrine in the front to stop the airs from going anywhere?
Yeah, it's not a bad shout because you're going to be hemmed in the flank anyway, so the flank isn't as worth it as just countering.
Plus, it stops the giant being hit
Yeah.
by the...
It is better, but it's not.
The giant's got a big role here. He's got to kill this greater air.
Yeah.
I mean,
He should, but giants are giants.
Yeah, I don't know why he turned the war drum to be looking in the worst possible direction.
because he was thinking that if he did end up landing here, but
Yeah, maybe.
also he protected the war drum, maybe. I don't know. Okay.
I mean, I don't think you could do it.
That is definitely not a legal move. No.
Yeah, it's not.
You would just have to go an inch out, though.
It's also within an inch.
Oh, no,
it's
that
fine.
is illegal.
Yeah, he can't move. You'd be moving through the greater area because it's actually overlapping on the edge of the.
But it shouldn't be,
front
though.
there.
No, it shouldn't be.
Oh right, fair enough. Yeah.
But also, I don't think it's legal because wouldn't you have to end it an inch away? Anyway.
You have to end further. If you weren't engaged, you only have to end further away than when you
Oh.
started.
Sure.
Thing is, he's not quite close enough, I don't think, to get that token. But we'll see.
You're talking about for the war drum to get the token on turn 6?
6.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Yeah,
Maybe something.
and he also, if he weren't dealing with the obstacle, he could have gotten an Amber Ox on it on turn 6 as well.
Yeah, he's
Ooh,
going for the.
we're going
Red
for it.
Walker.
He got a hit.
Got hit.
1 blast,
Hey.
1 damage.
Does a point of damage. Yeah. I knew it. It's 6 dice. You got a chance.
No,
7 gets him.
he got
10
it.
gets him. Yeah. Amber Oxes do the...
When this game gets a
Who says
draw, it
they're
comes
irrelevant?
down to kill points. That's a lot of kill points.
That's true. Yeah, that is a very good point.
Yeah, that,
Yeah, 180
that guy
points.
was 100. God, that's so much for a caster.
Yeah.
He has
It
got a lot of kit.
does a lot of work, yes, but
Yes,
180 is so expensive for a caster.
Well,
All right.
This is probably the end of the air elemental, isn't it?
Yep, so the Hell Strikers do 9 to these guys. And then there's also
Lightning and lightning.
24 more dice to the flank that we're not even
Yeah.
bothering to roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, he's well enough. He's well enough.
To be fair, he doesn't actually need the wardrobe to get to the bottom if the Hellstrikers do it for him.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true, and the Hellstrikers could, though they might end up needing to charge something on turn 6. We'll have to see what it looks like at the start of Adam's turn.
Hey.
Oh, just.
Ooh, we got
Just
3 from the
damn it.
shrine.
3 from the shrine.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not.
No, it's nice. Yeah.
It's grounded. That's the important thing, isn't it?
Mhm. Yeah.
And he's
If
got
they
the will.
if they hadn't been consistently rolling real good regens,
18 attacks from the giant. Oh, there only hits 8 times. There you go.
Hey,
I'm
he
already
does
one as
5.
well. Oh,
fucking giants.
Um,
There we go.
is he
obviously.
inspired? He's not
it's
inspired.
that. It's just that. What?
What?
He's not inspired.
Oh, giants make no sense.
Crazy bastards.
Yeah.
Okay, which way does he face now, though? Apparently
Yeah.
that way.
Then you gotta do
He
that.
keeps Wilt Father honest, I think. Wilt Father and those as honest. All right, here comes Thonar into the back of the greater.
5 hits total?
6 hits. No, 5 hits, yeah, 5 hits.
Yeah, 5 hits, and the -1. 4 damage.
Yeah.
10's a lot.
Nah, that's not enough.
No.
It's okay.
And now,
But yeah, interestingly,
you're-
he can't squeeze past the shrine and the unit to actually get to the Hellstrikers. And the Hellstrikers do what Hellstrikers do, but only hit 4 times.
I mean, Naiads.
Yeah, that's still bad though. We should do double that.
Yeah, but and again, right? That's the thing, isn't it? There you go. Right, so that was top of 5. So we are on
It was top of 5, so now we're on to bottom of 5.
bottom of 5. The board is. I mean, are you even just tempted just to turn the Wilt Father around and just get him out of Ark of the Giant so that he can then take the token turn 6?
Absolutely.
I think that's got to be the play, hasn't it? But what does he do to stop these Hellstrikers? What does he do to stop the Hellstrikers now? He hasn't got any Wind Blast.
He doesn't, I think. I don't think he does it.
Okay.
He could kill the shrine and back off 3 inches and get the token this turn. So Wilt Father could do both. He just needs a 5+.
I think he's more looking for if he absolutely needs to. The Wilt Father will have the option on turn 6 to just back up and take it.
What?
Right.
What with the elementals? You can't do any of that.
What do you mean I'm not nimble anymore? And
I
I have to
don't
stay
fly, and I'm not nimble, and I'm within an inch.
These are all
I
things.
think he may have been seeing if a withdraw gives him arc, but it very much does not.
See, this is where they're going to find out that because of the way that the unit is, I don't think he can get the air elemental past. But
I don't think so.
I don't
It is
like
a bit
doing that with a
stupid.
Wilt Father. I just feel like you're just risking a double 1. No, like, what does he get you?
I don't think the double
And
one's
even
a
if he
problem,
doesn't,
though.
and even
Sergey,
if he
you're
doesn't,
on top of your own unit.
yeah,
You don't fly.
I'll be honest that because UB is very precise, that was a very messy interaction here in the first place. So, yeah. But there you go. We have to leave it to the players, don't we?
Yeah, and to be fair,
Some
the air
agreement.
elemental is starting the turn on top of the naiads, so
Yeah, it should be in a slightly different
That's
place.
it. Yeah, the naiads kind of shuffle down.
It's all a moot point. We'll get there. We'll get there in the end. We'll see what happens. So at the moment, do we reckon it's a can Sergey protect that token?
oh, does this work?
Yeah, why not?
I think it
Depends
does.
on where they are on the leader point. They go to the left, unfortunately.
Oh, you're right. Yep, they'd go the other side.
So they would actually go the other side. What was the thought process in doing that? Is that just so they're out of range of the Hellstrikers?
So no, it would have pushed the naiads to the left far enough that now the greater air elemental could come into the flank because it wouldn't be running into the naiads anymore.
Gotcha. You're trying to work out now. Yeah, you can see Sergey, can't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's really, I mean, you would just need to back off the naiads to very plainly see that their leader point is to the right.
It's an impressive game. It's an impressive game, isn't it?
Now, he does have the option to just back all of that stuff up an inch and then take the flank.
There is very true. It is very true. Although on 4s and 4s from the greater air, it's actually better for the
-1 to hit. That's right. And the naiads have the hammer.
Which we all know is a misplay, isn't it, Tom? Totally misplay. Interestingly, the Hellstrikers at the bottom here, they're in the flank of the naiads if he really wanted to do that. So he wouldn't be able to fit at this stage. Would you do that, though?
No.
Yeah, well, if you killed them.
Take the points and win the game.
Yeah.
And then what the Hellstrikers need here, they'd need a 2+. Oh, no, we've said it before. 2+ to overrun into the where they need to be. But then you're sacrificing this. Or it depends if the drum can make it. Can the drum get to the other token?
No.
We may have a turn 7, though. You never know. We may have a turn 7. So.
And interestingly, we are looking at a fairly likely draw on 6 too. Oh no, because with the Hellstrikers where they are, Wildfather can't back up 3. I mean, it can do a post-combat overrun, but just moving it 3 inches back would take it within an inch of the Hellstrikers, wouldn't it? Or maybe not. It's close.
Yeah, but backup isn't a problem for that. I would say that the Hellstrikers would have to die for it to happen anyway because they're unit strength 3. But
oh, that's right. They're on it anyway.
Won't get him out of Arc of the Giant, though. But then I suppose the Giant's going to be blocked up by the Air Elemental Horde in a moment. Giant has been the big thing in the game, hasn't he? Managed to survive that lucky flank charge in 3s and 2s, and then he's still in it to win it. So yeah, so you only play UB against local players then, Carl?
Right now I am, yeah.
Because we don't have many tournaments on UB anymore, do we? I mean, we've run the UBC. Mike Zedelmar has been last year ran a tournament over the springtime.
Did he? Okay.
So I don't know if he'll do the same thing this year. But it's a difficult thing to manage, over that kind of period.
For sure.
It just takes so long.
Right. What is he?
I'm not sure we quite know. We've already established that.
We've established that you can't do that. Okay. Yeah.
But he's still trying.
Yeah, I mean, if there is one, maybe I'll do it. But I also just don't want to get into a spot where, like, there's a round ongoing and then, oh, there's a tournament. I'm gone all weekend and now I can't get my game in. Right.
It has something to be said. We're trying a UB league kind of like format, so it's a less formalized thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more play by email. Play by email seems to be the way that most people play it because it's a mixture of playing live and not.
Yeah, I'll give it a try. Apparently, we are just going with the horde getting pushed way to the left.
Yeah, if it's an agreement that they've come to, fine. You know, we can't 100% see it from here, and maybe there was an intent element that came with it. Does it possibly help Sergey? It may not still work.
Sergey's got some good dice in his belt there, hasn't he?
Look at that, 12 damage. He didn't need the flank.
No, he did not. Wow. Okay.
Did he just go straight into the nerve roll?
I think. Nope.
No, that was vicious from the frenzied otter, I think.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Boost them over. Why not?
Yep. All right. So they're
What
dead.
does it matter when you're on double six? Yeah, bosh.
Okay. Yeah. So now Sergey is going to have plenty of options for getting that top token. And I agree with this. You don't want to do it with the ensnares because they're what's stopping Adam from getting his.
I think it's all kind of scenario is it's kind of moot because there's nothing to really take that middle token off. So we can just take the Hell Strikers in to get the center bottom token, and then just load up on the middle with the others and be like, "Come at me, I'm winning."
Yeah. So so basically, with the one he's already taken plus this one and the center, he'll have 3. Sergey at the moment's got 1, possibly 2.
Mm-hmm. And this is assuming the giant can deal with the horde, but I'm assuming the giant can deal with the horde.
Just has to stand there, doesn't it? Because you got a war drum to block the horde off.
Thonar might finally get a greater air elemental. You know,
He might finally kill some. Thonar hasn't killed anything yet, has he?
I mean, he's badly damaged a lot of stuff. You know, he's got a lot of assists.
All right.
He's
well,
the
shrine's
he's
in
the
some trouble.
Is that a double one?
Yeah, it is a double one. Come on, is that a double one?
Oh no!
Oh!
I called it. I called it.
Are they still rolling the damage?
It's not worth it because of the double one. I said it.
Tom did say, yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Wow. So with the shrine at 28 damage.
That's unlucky, is that?
That is unlucky. Was that the second double one he's done as well, or is it the first one?
No, Adam's had 2 double ones. Not proper double ones, but he's rolled it twice.
Does the Hellstrikers rear charging the air elementals give him that token? I think it does.
Does he need it though?
No.
No, fine. Just sit just out of range of the naiads and take the token.
Right. He definitely doesn't need it. I'm just noting, like, he could.
Where's Thonar going then? What's he gonna do? He's got to take the greater air.
Do we have any idea who is up on kill points right now?
Well, since you've asked, maybe you could work it out. You know,
just because we are looking at a decent chance of a 3-3 after turn 6, right?
Is it?
No.
No, it's not. It's going to be 3-2 to Adam.
Because don't forget, we've still... Sorry, let's zoom out. That one there.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He didn't get it. You're right.
It's 3-2.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. We can see the whole battlefield now. There you go. That's all we need to see.
Yep. Jeez.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, it's been really on the edge the entire game. And then I think the combats here really changed the dynamic.
Was that Hell Strike unit not going down that did it?
Yeah. Yeah. After taking a front and a flank, I think, what was it, like 2 damage from the air elementals in the flank? On like an average of 8. So I mean, it's like the double one, isn't it? It can happen, but that was killer, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's another token down. Thonar, is he going to kill anything? We'll see.
Doesn't really need Sergey.
Poker doesn't have an attack anyway, so that doesn't matter.
Not at all? Weird.
Nope, nothing.
Okay.
It does give phalanx to the Wiltfather. I mean, it's not
Right,
bad.
right. No. It's just, I'm not saying it's bad. It's just, it's weird that Kapoka doesn't attack at all.
Pacifist. What can you say?
All the other druids are fine with it.
Here come the Amber Oxes, just to make sure that there's 5 unit strength on that token.
I think this game is. I think as much as it seems to have gone in Sergey's favor for a lot of the chances, I think there was just too much stuff to chew through and not enough scoring units for Sergey to do it.
Right. And also just not enough, not just scoring units, but a lot of the pieces Sergey was trying to get the work done with were unit strength 1, right? Like 4 of his key pieces that he was attacking with were unit strength 1. And how many times were we like, oh, there's a combat going, but Sergey doesn't have enough unit strength to burn the token? Right?
Yeah, you definitely got stuck in a
multiple
grind.
rounds of that.
Mm.
So
But then
clearly,
you had some key ones. I think, like, you obviously got good. First turn, getting that surge, wind blast flank, good. Got him into a good position. Then Adam's heroes weren't able to, hero or giant weren't able to do the deed as such. But then he couldn't do it in return. Remember, the Riftforged survived being hit by 2 units as well, which was a big thing for him because he was looking pretty bad at that point in time. And then again, as you say, like the grind in the middle was just held back so much because he just wasn't able to kill units.
right. Oh, Thonar killed something.
Thonar got his first kill of the game.
Does he now overrun just so the Wiltfather can't? Yes, just so the Wiltfather and these guys can't overrun to the token.
Doesn't seem terrible. Now the Naiads could just sidestep onto it.
Yeah, but if he goes forward and they can't go within an inch of him, it could. I don't know. It's a moot point. Let's be honest.
I think if he goes far enough forward to block Thonar, I don't know. I mean, Adam, just roll it and see where he ends up.
Just do it, Adam.
It's not as if he can just turn around and charge something anyway. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Keep in mind, Adam has a hard cutoff in 23 minutes. So,
as I said, he's probably just watching it while we're at it.
I mean, probably.
Yeah, here we go. 32 attacks.
There you go.
Look at that. If he doesn't
I love that so much. Every single time they're just like, what am I going to do? Who fucking knows?
Okay, so the giant does 23 damage.
Buy Slayer on your giants, guys. Buy Slayer on your giants. That's all you need, mate. All you need. The giant's going to overrun.
Whee!
Sure, why not?
Yeah. Okay, so that's top of 6.
Yeah, so now bottom of 6.
Now
And
into bottom of 6.
yeah,
Sergey's got a fight in his hands.
So interestingly, I think the Naiads could charge the shrine, which would put them within 3 of the token.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't win Sergey the game, but he can still burn
It
the
doesn't
token.
protect the token as well on the other
No,
side.
it doesn't protect that one either.
But he now can take both of them anyway, can't he? Yeah, so he's got the other one at the top there.
There's no possible way of him getting to the
No.
center token anyway, so it's kind of all moot, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because even the Wilt Father overrun, you can just stick a war drum in front of him, can't he?
This one's it's a knockout, isn't it? So it's game.
It doesn't
There you
matter.
go.
Okay, yep, they're calling it. Yep.
I wonder why he called it here. Is there maybe some interest that he has somewhere else? Okay. So that goes. There we go. And Adam win. Great game. Really great game. Tough. What else can you say about that? I think Sergey looked in a decent position. On the nice side of the way.
This is. I think this is why you can't just give up on any of the tokens and raise. Right?
Yeah.
There is a certain amount of that, yeah.
Because in theory, the whole, I'll let you get this one, but then I'll win the left side and then fight you for the middle. It makes sense when you say it. In practice, it often doesn't work. Hip.
I wonder, you just wanted to get the game over a little bit quicker, did you? For no reason whatsoever.
I got somewhere I need to be. There's people I hear downstairs, so
They're right downstairs. Easy.
Yeah.
Hey, Sergey.
Yes.
Hey.
Got some family over, so
Okay. I assumed you were like going over to Billy's or something.
So let's make this quick then for you. Great game. I thought we was on a knife edge all the way up to turn 3. I think there was just a couple of combats where Sergey just struggled to kill. Just taking the not taking the Riftforger, because that was a great move, wind blasting the Hellstrikers out. Take the Riftforger, and then you've got a chance on Thonar as well. But it didn't really matter because you know there's nothing else to hit you, and then that just killed it. And then on top of that, you then got the flank, didn't you, as well, onto the Hellstrikers in the center, and only getting 2 damage on the flank from air elementals meant that what was a good chance just kind of went out the window. And then from there on, it was a battle. Plus, also the grind in the middle, the grind over the central raised token, it took so long, and it just wasn't quite enough unit strength until the last, was there, to take it, and that gave Adam a bit of time. What do you reckon, Sergey? How do you feel it went?
Yes, I fully agree with you, John. If I killed the horde of Hell Strikers on the center with flank lesser air elementals and big elemental on front, I would definitely win, even with draw. I will have advantage on victory points. And Front's Giant was absolute hero of the match, because he lived after flank, after 3 herders, and if I killed him, he wouldn't kill my big formation Great Elemental. He wouldn't kill the next horde, even with double ones on Shrine. I destroyed 2 tokens. I can I can fight with those formation units. I can fight for the central one, but even if we draw, 2 against 2, I would have advantage on victory points, but unfortunately, that's the game. That's Ubidices after all. We can
Yeah.
influence
That
on
is
them. Yes. And once again, congratulations to Adam. It was a fair game, and thank you very much. Okay.
Yeah. Cheers, Sergey. You want to add anything to that, Adam? How do you feel it went? But
Yeah.
how many times have you a little bit of brown came into your pants, right? Just
Yeah. No, it was a great game, Sergey. Well played. The wind blast maneuvers you did were top notch. So very, very well done on that end of it. I guess my game plan from the beginning kind of held true. I wanted to get the free one that Sergey gave me, and then also essentially have dominance over the middle token in the end. So even if I did end up losing the 2 on the left, it was still something I could jump over and maybe get 1 more token at the end. So yeah, the idea of the Riftforged, and we saw kind of those the rally come in where I played a lot like my EOD, where I'm just going to have to eat some charges, and I'm okay with that because he's going to kill stuff. But if you play the averages all the time, then sometimes the average swings slightly in your favor, when other times it doesn't. So I just needed some stuff to hold, and I got some of the key holds for sure.
cool. Right. You guys want to add anything else, or are you going to let Adam get to his game?
No, I think that
Happy
makes a
with
lot
that.
of sense.
It was a fun game to watch. There's lots of shenanigans going on. It was good.
Shenanigans. Right. Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bye. Bye.
Sergey and Adam. Thank you very much,
All
Tom,
right.
Kyle. We'll
Thanks.
see you next time.
All right.
See you guys.
Again. No.